Welcome to Fantasy Audiobook. I am Son Goku, suppressing the world of Dragon Ball. Chapter 21. A swollen Piccolo decided to challenge Son Goku. Piccolo smiled at Son Goku and said, "Son-Jun, I want to challenge you." Son Goku said, "Piccolo, are you sure?" Seeing Son Goku being so calm, Piccolo felt a little guilty for no reason, but he still slapped his face and said, "Sure. Okay, Piccolo, if you have the guts, then I'll let you see my true strength," Son Goku said with a smile. After saying that, he shouted and transformed into a Super Saiyan, whose combat power instantly reached 37 times freezes. Although Piccolo was so shocked that his face turned green, he calmed down thinking that after he used 30 times Kaioken, his combat power would be 30 times that of Frieza. Said to Son Goku, "Son-Jun, Super Saiyan can't scare me." Son Goku nodded in agreement. He transforms into a Super Saiyan, but his combat power is only 4.5 billion, which is 30 times more than Kaioken's Piccolo, which is only 900 million more combat power. It's almost pointless to scare Piccolo. Son Goku deactivated the Super Saiyan transformation and then activated the Kaioken. All around Son Goku, red aura suddenly filled the air, strong winds blew, lightning and thunder thundered, and at the same time, the aura on his body increased sharply. In a moment, it exceeded 30 times Frieza, and after opening the 200 times Kaioken, Son Goku stopped raising his breath. Then he asked Piccolo, "How about it, Piccolo, do you still want to spar with me?" Piccolo was so frightened that his face turned green and he shook his head quickly. He thought to himself, he is not a fool. At this time, Son Goku's combat power has far exceeded the upper limit of his perception. If he is still competing with Son Goku and is willing to get beaten, he is not that stupid. Son Goku saw that Piccolo had his way, so he dismissed Kaioken. Piccolo said to Son Goku, "Son-kun, tell me the truth, how many times can you cast Kaioken at most?" Son Goku stretched out 3 fingers, and Piccolo asked in shock, 300 times. Son Goku said, "Yes, it is 300 times. How did you do that?" Piccolo asked. Son Goku said, "When you adapt to 90,000 times gravity, you can do it too." Piccolo was extremely shocked and silently gave Son Goku a thumbs up. Then Piccolo asked Son Goku, "Son-Jun, what is your current basic combat power?" Son Goku said, "The one who is weaker than you is only over 90 million. Piccolo heard this and said, "I thought that after assimilating to Slug, I could catch up with you, but I didn't expect that the gap has not narrowed yet." Son Goku said, "Piccolo, if you want to be more open-minded, you have already caught up with me before. Keep working hard." Piccolo nodded. Compared with everyone else, he had reached the top in one step this time. His strength had increased by more than 20 times, and he was already satisfied. Later, after the two met Namek, the new Grand Elder, instant transmission returned to Earth. As for the Namek people who died this time, they can only wait until half a year later, after the Dragon Ball on Earth is restored, before they can be resurrected. In the following time, Son Goku started practicing again. The main direction of practice during this period is to normalize Super Saiyan. Son Goku will try his best to maintain the Super Saiyan state every day. It can only last for 2 hours at first, and then the time gradually becomes longer. Half a year later, after Son Goku transformed into Super Saiyan, he was able to maintain it for more than a week and reach the full power of Super Saiyan. Afterwards, Son Goku collected 7 Dragon Balls and made a wish to Shenron to resurrect the Namek people who were killed by Slug 6 months ago. Shenron hesitated for a moment, his eyes flashed red, and then said to Son Goku, "Your wish has been fulfilled, goodbye." Then it turned into 7 Dragon Balls and flew away in all directions. Son Goku instant transmission, came to Namek and met the new Grand Elder. The new Great Elder Muley was very grateful to Son Goku. Son Goku proposed to use the Dragon Ball, and Muley readily agreed without hesitation. An hour later, the 7 Dragon Balls were gathered together, and Son Goku summoned Palunga in the Namek language. The Namek people were not surprised. Son Goku said to Palunga in Namek language, "My first wish is to get a weight-bearing garment with freely adjustable gravity. The upper limit of gravity is as high as possible." Palunga said, "My ability can only make the gravity limit of the weight-bearing suit reach 10,000 times. Do you want to realize this wish?" Son Goku said, help me realize this wish. When Palanga heard this, his eyes turned red, and Son Goku suddenly had an extra piece of clothing on his body. Palanga said, "Your first wish has been fulfilled. What is your second wish?" Son Goku thought for a while and said, "My second wish is to have unlimited physical strength. Can this wish come true?" Palanga said, "This wish is very simple." After saying this, his eyes flashed red, and Son Goku felt a change in his body. Palanga said, "Your second wish has been fulfilled. What is your third wish?" Son Goku said, "The third wish is for me to learn the language of God." Palanga said, "This wish is very simple." As soon as his eyes flashed red, Son Goku felt that there were many more things in his mind. Palanga said, "Your 3 wishes have been fulfilled. Goodbye." After saying that, Palanga turned into 7 Dragon Balls and flew to every corner of Namek. Son Goku thanked the Great Elder, and then, under the farewell eyes of the Namek people, he cast instant transmission and returned to Earth. Then he started practicing again. After 2 months, Son Goku felt it was time to try his hand at Super Saiyan 2. So instant transmission went to the moon, shouted, transformed into Super Saiyan, and then started to transform into Super Saiyan 2, ah, ah, ah. Accompanied by the constant roaring like constipation, Son Goku's golden aura surged out, surrounded by lightning, his golden hair stood up, and a bunch of hair hung down in front of his forehead. After a while, Son Goku successfully transformed into Super Saiyan 2 and felt the overwhelming strength. Son Goku was very excited. After releasing Super Saiyan II's transformation, Son Goku instant transmission returned to Earth. After that, he started practicing again. A month later, Vegeta, Sun Wukong, and Sun Wuming finally adapted to 300 times gravity. Vegeta's combat power reached 3.1 million, and Sun Wukong and Sun Wuming both had 3 million. After the 3 informed Son Goku of their situation, Son Goku asked the 3 to try and transform into Super Saiyan. 3 days later, after 3 attempts, the trio finally succeeded in transforming into Super Saiyan. On this day, Son Goku practiced as usual, and the King of Kai called again, saying that it was a man named Turles who planted spiritual trees everywhere and had destroyed more than a dozen planets, and asked Son Goku to help get rid of him. Son Goku agreed without saying a word. After King Kai told Son Goku the location of Turles, Son Goku began to sense the breath towards that coordinate. A quarter of an hour later, Son Goku finally sensed a few weak breaths, and then used instant transmission to appear in front of a towering tree. Turles and his men were a little shocked when they saw Son Goku suddenly appearing in front of them. Turles asked, "Looking at you, you are also Saiyan. What is your name? How did you show up here?" After hearing this, Son Goku looked at Turles and his men and said, "My name is Kakarot, and you are Turles." Turles said, "Oh, you know my name, so you are here to seek refuge with me. But I only accept elites." Son Goku smiled when he heard this. "Who gave you the confidence to think that I am here to seek refuge with you?" Turles said, "You didn't come to seek refuge with me. Then what did you come to do?" "I'm here to kill you and steal your spiritual fruit tree," Son Goku said. "Ha ha ha, there's nothing wrong with my ears, right? You said you came to kill me and steal my spiritual fruit tree. This is really a big joke," Turles laughed. Son Goku said, "Laugh if you want, this is your last moment." When Turles heard this, his expression suddenly turned cold, and he said, "It seems that you really want to fight with me, Turles. Do you have the strength to fight with me? Demando, go and tell him, our Turles Legion, not just any cat or dog, can provoke you." "Yes, Lord Turles," Demando said. Then he used a detector to detect Son Goku's combat power, and found that Son Goku's combat power was only 5, so he said, "I know you have hidden your combat power, Kakarot, release your combat power, don't say I didn't give you a chance." Son Goku said, "Okay, then just keep an eye on it." After saying that he released a little breath, Demando's detector kept beeping. Demando was shocked when he saw it, and saw that the value displayed was 530,000. Seeing this, Turles asked Demando, "What is the fighting power of this kid? Did he scare you like this?" Demando said, "Master Turles, the detector shows that this guy's combat power has reached 530,000. When Turles heard this, he was shocked and said, "Did you read that correctly?" Demando said, No, unless there is something wrong with the detector. Impossible, absolutely impossible. This Kakarot is a low-level warrior like me. How many fruits of the spiritual fruit tree have I eaten to reach 500,000? Why does he have it? Turles said angrily. At the same time, he thought to himself, as long as I eat a few more spiritual fruits, my combat power will surpass Kakarot and I will defeat and kill him. I have to delay it for a while. Son Goku heard this and said, I started practicing when I was 3 years old. I went through cold and summer, spring and autumn, without interruption. Only then did I gain the strength I have today. Unlike you, you only know how to rely on external things and eat spiritual fruit trees. If you use fruits to strengthen yourself, the strength gained in this way will not be displayed on the stage. Turles heard this and said, what's wrong with relying on external objects? I easily gained my current strength by eating the fruits of the spiritual fruit tree, but you have practiced for at least 20 years before you can reach 530,000. That method's strong, it's clear at a glance. Son Goku said, you think that my current strength is all my strength. Let me tell you, the strength I show you now is not even 1/40,000th of mine. Impossible, you must be lying to us. No one can practice to this level in 20 years, Turles said in shock. Son Goku said, then I will show my kindness and let you see Super Saiyan before you die. After saying that, he shouted loudly, the air around his body surged, the wind roared around him, the sky thundered and lightning flashed, Son Goku's hair began to turn golden, and his pupils began to turn green. Bang, 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 the detectors of Turles and 3 of his men exploded, and the 4 of them were shocked. Their detector, which can detect a maximum combat power of 2 million, actually exploded. This can only show the combat power of Kakarot. It exceeded the upper limit of the detector, no wonder the 4 people were shocked. After a few moments, Son Goku transformed into Super Saiyan. Turles was shocked. Is this the legendary Super Saiyan? It is indeed extraordinary. Son Goku said, yes, this is Super Saiyan. The combat power can be increased 50 times based on normal conditions. Turles nodded calmly when he heard this, and then rushed towards the spiritual fruit tree. When Son Goku saw this, of course he knew what Turles wanted to do. He just wanted to eat the spiritual fruit, increase his strength and then fight with himself. Unfortunately, he didn't know that there is an upper limit to the spiritual fruit's ability to increase strength. Otherwise, how could Supreme Kai and Gods of Destruction? Will the spiritual fruit tree be left outside? Son Goku condensed 4 air swords and gave one to each of the 4 people. The 4 people were so moved that they died on the spot. After solving the 4 people, Son Goku ducked to the spiritual fruit tree, picked a spiritual fruit, and ate it. It tastes good, almost like an apple, Son Goku said to himself. After eating, I felt that my strength had hardly improved, but my divine power had improved a lot. So Son Goku picked all the spiritual fruits, a total of 250. Then he came to Turles' spaceship and used instant transmission to bring the spacecraft back to Earth. Bulma was drinking tea and sunbathing in the garden when she saw Son Goku appearing in the sky holding a huge spaceship. So he shouted, Goku, where did you get the spaceship? Put it down quickly. Son Goku said, Bulma, where is the spaceship? Bulma said, you can just put it in front of the laboratory building. After hearing this, Son Goku held the spaceship and slowly flew towards the experimental building. After a while, the spacecraft was placed in front of the experimental building. Dr. Breves, who was conducting experiments in the laboratory building, saw this, came out of the building, and said to Son Goku, Goku, where did you get the spaceship? This spaceship is really high-end and classy. Son Goku said, I got this from a universe robber and gave it to my father-in-law. Breves said, that's so embarrassing. Son Goku said, we are all one family, no need to be polite. Breves said, then I will be disrespectful. Son Goku nodded, then took out 20 spiritual fruits and handed them to Breves. Father-in-law, these are spiritual fruits. Eating them can prolong your life and refresh your mind. You and your mother-in-law should share them. Breves said, if Goku is interested, then I will accept it. Then he tried to eat one. Breves felt several years younger and full of strength. Then he said to Son Goku, this is really a good thing. I'm going to find your mother-in-law. Son Goku nodded, and then came to Bulma with an instant transmission, handed Bulma 10 spiritual fruits, and after explaining the effects, Bulma started eating them without saying a word. After taking a spiritual fruit, his face instantly glowed, he became several years younger, and his combat power increased from 3 points to 30,000 points. Bulma said to Son Goku, "Goku, you did a good job, I will reward you tonight." Son Goku smiled and said, "No need for night, after I finish delivering the spiritual fruits, let's get started and call Chi-Chi together." Bulma blushed, sighed, and said, "No, we have to wait until night." Son Goku smiled and said, "It's night." After that, Son Goku began to distribute spiritual fruits to acquaintances. Son Goku also gave Chi-Chi, Ox King, Son Gohan, Krillin, Tien Shinhan, Yamcha, Dumpling, Master Roshi, Miao Senin, Tenjin, Bobo, King Kai, Raditz, Nappa, Vegeta, Sun Wuzhen, Sun Wuming, Piccolo and others, 10 spiritual fruits for each person. After everyone ate the spiritual fruit, their combat power basically increased by 300,000. For Raditz, Nappa, Vegeta, Sun Wuzhen, Sun Wuming, and Piccolo, this increase in combat effectiveness is better than nothing. But for Chi-Chi, Ox King, Master Roshi, Miao Senin, Tenjin, Bobo, Dumpling, Yamcha, Tien Shinhan, Krillin, King Kai and others, the improvement is quite huge. With hundreds of thousands of combat power, they can dominate every corner of the 7th universe. At night, Son Goku, Chi-Chi, and Bulma had a heart-to-heart battle, and the decisive battle lasted until dawn. Under Son Goku's infinite physical strength, the two quickly surrendered. It was not until the afternoon of the next day that the two slowly woke up. In the days that followed, Son Goku began to practice weight-bearing again. Even though Son Goku can now transform into Super Saiyan 2, he doesn't dare to slack off at all. After all, the enemies behind him are stronger than the last. Son Goku must develop quickly in order to strategize and control his destiny. After Son Goku raised his weight-bearing suit to 10,000 times gravity, he began to re-enter the 100 times gravity room to practice. Half a year later, Son Goku successfully cleared the 100x gravity chamber, and his basic combat power reached an astonishing 990 million, 11 times higher than before, and he could use Kaioken 3,000 times. Although the increase in Super Saiyan transformation is no longer comparable to Kaioken, Son Goku still decided to practice Super Saiyan 2. I plan to cultivate Super Saiyan 2 to full power within half a year, and then try to transform into Super Saiyan 3. On this day, Son Goku was practicing normally as usual, but suddenly he noticed 2 unusually evil auras that would come to the earth in 10 minutes, so he came out of the gravity chamber and joined everyone. Piccolo said to Son Goku, "Son-Jun, you feel it too, right?" Son Goku nodded and said, "The strength of these 2 breaths is not small, almost twice as strong as Frieza's." Vegeta geared up and said, "Let's go and take a look. It's been a long time since I transformed into Super Saiyan and I haven't done much yet." Just then, these 2 people came to the door. "Kakarot, don't do anything for a while. I want to have a good meeting with these 2 people." Son Goku said, "No problem, they will hand it over to you in a moment." Vegeta nodded. At this time, Vegeta's basic combat power has reached 10 million. After transforming into Super Saiyan, the combat power can reach 500 million. He also learned Kaioken from Nappa and can display Kaioken 100 times, so Vegeta is very expanded in the competition. Among everyone, except for Son Goku, Piccolo, Sun Wuzhen, and Sun Wuming, Vegeta is the strongest. Although he has changed from Beilao in the original work to Beilao Wu, his combat power is even stronger than Son Goku in the same period in the original work. Then, Son Goku and everyone flew to the place where the 2 landed. After a while, everyone rushed to the place where the spacecraft landed. The hatch opened, and 2 groups of soldiers walked out first, and then 2 figures, one big and one small, walked out. Vegeta saw this and said, "It's Frieza." "No, Frieza has been killed by Kakarot, so who are these 2 people? Judging from their appearance, they should be Frieza's relatives. Could they be Frieza's brother or father?" After hearing this, Son Goku stretched out his thumb and said to Vegeta, "Vegeta, when you are not inflated, your IQ is online." Nappa and Raditz covered their mouths and snickered. Vegeta heard this and said, "Kakarot, don't think that because I can't beat you, you can arrange me as you like. Are you saying that I have no brains? Nappa suppressed his smile and said, Vegeta, let's ask who the person is first. Vegeta said sincerely, Nappa, you were right, then go up and ask. Nappa heard this and said, okay, then I'll go up and ask. Then he jumped out, came to the two of them and said, who are you? What is your relationship with Frieza? What are you doing here on Earth? The big man said, I am Frieza's father, Kurd. You can call me King Kurd. Next to me is my eldest son Cooler. You can call him King Cooler. Who are you? Call me the Super Saiyan who killed Frieza. Come out and answer. Nappa secretly said, I see, Vegeta's guess is indeed good, so he said, Sir, my name is Nappa, just wait, I will ask Super Saiyan to come out and answer you. Then he turned back to everyone and said to them, Vegeta's guess is right. Among the two people, the bigger one is Frieza's father Kurd, and the smaller one is Frieza's brother Cooler. They came to Earth to seek revenge on Kakarot. Everyone suddenly realized that at this moment, a machine appeared out of thin air above the two groups of people. When Son Goku saw this, he knew that it was Trunks who had appeared. He thought about what his expression would be like if he knew that he and Bulma were married, and then turned to look at Vegeta. Trunks in the time machine looked at the two groups of people below and was shocked when he saw Son Goku. Why is Uncle Goku here? Am I in the wrong time and space? What should I do? Forget it, let's go down and say hello to everyone. After that, he controlled the time machine and landed next to everyone. He opened the time machine, jumped down, came to everyone, and said, hello Mr. Son Goku, Mr. Vegeta, and Mr. Piccolo. Vegeta said, who are you and how do you know us? Trunks said awkwardly, sorry Mr. Vegeta, I can't tell you my name. Then he turned to Son Goku and said, Mr. Son Goku, don't you have another hour or two before you can return to Earth? Why are you here now? Son Goku pretended to be stupid and said, I have always been on Earth. Who are you? Where did you come from? Why are you here? Where are you going? Trunks was about to answer when he heard Kerdwong shouting, people on the other side, stop chatting and tell me where Super Saiyan is. I will send you on your way together. You can chat for as long as you want. When Son Goku saw this, he said to Trunks, let's talk later. Trunks nodded and said, okay, Mr. Son Goku. Son Goku turned to King Cold and Cooler and said, I am the Super Saiyan you were looking for, Son Goku. King Cold heard this and said, you were the one who killed Frieza. Tell me how you want to die. Son Goku said, I want to die of old age, can you help me do it? King Cold was furious when he heard this, are you kidding me? Son Goku said, yes, I am just playing tricks on you, what can you do? Cooler heard this and said from the side, Father, what nonsense are you talking to him about? Kill him as soon as possible and go back as soon as possible. Kurd heard this and said, okay, then you take action first to test Super Saiyan's strength. No problem Dad, Cooler said. Wait a minute, your opponent is not me, Son Goku said. King Cold said, apart from Super Saiyan like you, who among you is worthy of Cooler's action? Son Goku said, even if you don't know this person, you should have heard of him. He is King Vegeta's son, Vegeta. King Cold laughed when he heard this and said, ha ha ha, are you kidding me? Even Vegeta's fighting strength of tens of thousands, do you want to touch Cooler? Vegeta, who was behind Son Goku, was furious when he heard this. He rushed to Son Goku and said to King Cold, old man, 20 years to the east of the river, 20 years to the west of the river, the prince is poor, and I am no longer the same prince. It's rubbish. Son Goku laughed when he heard this and said, Vegeta, you are so cruel. If you are so cruel, you will even scold yourself. Vegeta heard this and said, Kakarot, go to the side and leave these two people to me. Before Son Goku could answer, Cooler laughed and said, we haven't seen each other for a few years. Vegeta, you are so successful that you dared to say such crazy things. Vegeta laughed when he heard this and said, Cooler, Frieza was instantly killed by a stupid Kakarot energy bomb. I don't want him to do that. I will torture you severely later to repay your brother Frieza for so many years, a favor to me. Son Goku heard this and said, Vegeta, it seems that I need to educate you on what modesty means. Vegeta heard this and said, Kakarot, shut up and stay aside. If you have anything else to do, wait until I kill these two people. Okay, Vegeta, be careful and don't overturn the car, Son Goku said. Vegeta said, Kakarot, don't worry. If I can deal with these two trash, I will pronounce the name backwards. King Cold heard this and said angrily, Cooler, teach Vegeta a lesson and let him know the consequences of provoking our frozen demon clan. Okay Dad, I've been impatient for a long time, Cooler said. Then he dodged and came to Vegeta, hitting Vegeta with one punch. Vegeta was beaten so hard that he arched his body. Cooler saw this and said, Vegeta, your strength and your bold words are completely mismatched. Vegeta laughed loudly, straightened up and said, Cooler, you are happy too late, I haven't transformed into Super Saiyan yet. Cooler was shocked when he heard this, isn't Super Saiyan Son Goku? Vegeta sneered, who told you there is only one Super Saiyan? Then start raising your breath to transform into Super Saiyan. Ah, 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 with a loud roar, Vegeta was wrapped in golden aura, his hair turned golden, and his pupils turned green. Nani, Mr. Vegeta can actually transform into Super Saiyan, what's going on? Trunks said in shock. Piccolo heard this and said, young man, why do you always make such a fuss? Vegeta and Son Goku are not the only Super Saiyans here. What, Mr. Piccolo, are you saying that besides Mr. Vegeta and Son Goku, there are other Super Saiyans here? Trunks said in shock. Dang, dong, 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 look here, I can also transform into Super Saiyan, Sun Wukong said to Trunks. You are Brother Gohan, great, I see you again, Trunks said excitedly. Hey, you're mistaken, young man. My name is Sun Wukong, not Gohan. Gohan is my grandfather, said Sun Wukong. Sun Wuming said, brother is right. Let me also introduce you. My name is Sun Wuming, and I can also transform into Super Saiyan. Trunks said, what, you can also transform into Super Saiyan? Who is your father? Sun Wuming said, you can't even guess this. Of course my father is Son Goku. Trunks was shocked and numb when he heard this. He looked at Son Goku and asked, then you are also Mr. Son Goku's child? Sun Wukong said, of course. Trunks muttered to himself after hearing this, what the hell is going on? How can Mr. Son Goku have two children? And at this time, why can the father also transform into Super Saiyan? Piccolo was shocked when he heard this, your father is actually Vegeta. Trunks was shocked when he heard this, Mr. Piccolo, don't talk nonsense, my father is not Vegeta. Piccolo curled his lips when he saw this and thought to himself, you kid, keep pretending. I'll see how long you can keep pretending. If it weren't for my hearing being different from ordinary people, I would have been fooled by you. So Piccolo said, oh, really, maybe there is something wrong with my ears, and I heard wrong just now. Raditz heard this and said, I don't think this kid looks like Vegeta. Piccolo, you may have heard wrong. Nappa said, Raditz is right, Vegeta has black hair, and your hair is blue, which looks a bit like Bulma. Trunks is already used to it, Vegeta can transform into a Super Saiyan, and Son Goku also has two children. In comparison, it's not a big deal that Raditz and Nappa are still alive. Just then Son Goku returned to everyone. Seeing this, Trunks said to Son Goku, Mr. Son Goku, can you let Mr. Vegeta deal with Cooler and Curd? Son Goku said, don't worry, Vegeta's strength is higher than these two, there is no problem. Oh, that's good. By the way, Mr. Son Goku, I have a few words to say to you alone. Is it convenient for you? Trunks said. Son Goku nodded pretendingly and said, okay, let's go aside and talk. Then he said to Piccolo, Piccolo, keep an eye on it, don't let Vegeta overturn. Piccolo said, no problem, Mr. Son. Son Goku nodded and stepped aside with Trunks. Trunks said to Son Goku, Uncle Goku, let me introduce myself first. My name is Trunks. I come from 20 years later. My mother is Bulma and my father is Vegeta. Son Goku interrupted. Trunks, I think you may be mistaken. Bulma is my wife, Wuming is my and Bulma's son, and Vegeta is still single now. This time it was Trunks' turn to be shocked and said to Son Goku, Uncle Goku, isn't your wife Aunt Chi-Chi? How did she become Aunt Bulma? Son Goku smiled and said, they are both my wives, and Goku is my and Chi-Chi's son. Trunks said numbly, I see, no wonder Wu Gen looks exactly like Brother Gohan when he was a child. It turns out he has the same parents. Son Goku said, Gohan is my grandfather. He is still alive. How could I give my son the same name as my grandfather? Trunks nodded and continued. None of this is important, Uncle Goku. What I am going to say next is very important. I hope you must remember it. Son Goku said. You say. Trunks said. In 3 years, 2 demons will appear in your world, and they will kill everyone. Speaking of this, Trunks was stunned. There are so many Super Saiyans in this world, will the androids be unstoppable? Obviously not. Then the tragedies in this world would not have happened, and then history would have changed. What is going on? Trunks grabbed his hair and began to think hard. Seeing Trunks' confused look, Son Goku said, Trunks, I think you have traveled to a parallel world, not back to the past. Trunks said, Uncle Goku, what do you mean by this? Son Goku said, Trunks, you should have heard of the theory of parallel time and space. The development of a world often produces different results due to different processes. Each of these worlds with different results is a parallel time and space. Trunks suddenly said, I see, what Uncle Goku means is that this world is a parallel time and space of my original world, not the past of my original world. Son Goku said, yes, and Trunks, I can tell you that your idea of changing the future by going back to the past cannot be realized. Trunks quickly asked, Uncle Goku, why do you say that? Son Goku said, Trunks, have you ever seen a river flowing backward? Trunks said, no, what's wrong? Son Goku said, time is like a long river. From the moment it flows, there is no possibility of turning back. It will only flow forward until the end. So the world you return to through time is not the past world, but the past world. It is to recreate another parallel world. Trunks said in pain, Uncle Goku, is there no way to change the tragedy of my original world? Son Goku said, Trunks, remember this sentence, the past cannot be undone, but the future can be changed. Upon hearing this, Trunks pondered for a moment and said, Uncle Goku, I understand. Son Goku said, just understand. After Vegeta destroys Curd and Cooler, I will accompany you to your world and destroy the artificial humans. Trunks heard this and said, great, Uncle Goku, as long as you accompany me, I will definitely destroy the androids. Son Goku said, Trunks, I can help you once, but can I always help you? Your world must be protected by you after all. But my strength is very poor, and I don't know how to practice. I owe my current strength to Brother Gohan's years of guidance. However, Brother Gohan was killed by an android in order to save me, Trunks said. Son Goku said, don't worry about this, I will guide you in your cultivation after I go to your world. Trunks said, thank you, Uncle Goku. Son Goku said, you're welcome. Speaking of which, you are also Bulma's child. Although they are not from the same world, they are somewhat related. I cannot stand by and watch. After hearing this, Trunks nodded and said, no matter how you say it, I still have to thank Uncle Goku. Son Goku nodded, and then said to Trunks, watch the battle between Vegeta and Cooler, it will be somewhat helpful to you. Trunks nodded and the two looked at the battle between Vegeta and Cooler. While the two were talking, Cooler had been beaten black and blue by Vegeta, and his nose was bruised and his face was swollen. Although Cooler's fourth form is taller than Frieza, it is only 1.6 billion, far from being a match for Super Vegeta. You must know that Vegeta transforms into Super Saiyan, but with a combat power of 500 million, it is easy to kill Cooler instantly. The reason why he does not kill Cooler is because Vegeta wants to ravage Cooler to repay Frieza's kindness to him over the years. Quote. As the saying goes, father's debt must be paid by son, and there is nothing wrong with it in Vegeta's opinion. In a certain period of time in parallel time and space, Paragus and Broly also thought so. Cooler was furious after being beaten by Vegeta. After pulling away, he said to Vegeta, Saiyan monkey, you have successfully angered me. I have decided not to hide my strength anymore. I am going to activate the ultimate form. Vegeta heard this and sneered, do you have other transformations? I remember Frieza's ultimate form, isn't it what you look like now? Cooler said, do you think I can only transform 3 times like my stupid brother? I am a genius of the Frozen Demon clan. Naturally, I have more transformations than Frieza and my father Curd, and I am stronger than them. Quote. Oh, really? Then you can transform and let me see how strong you are in your ultimate form, Vegeta said. Okay, Vegeta, just wait. I hope you won't regret it later, Cooler said. After that, the ultimate transformation began. Cooler's aura surged, his body grew larger, 4 horns grew out of his head, his mouth was covered by a mask, his eyes turned red, his pupils disappeared, his shoulder bones bulged, and sharp bone knives grew out of his elbows. After the transformation, Cooler's aura was nearly 3 times higher than before. Kurd below was shocked when he saw this. He had never seen Cooler in this form before, and murmured to himself, "It seems that I did nothing wrong when I asked Frieza to restrain Cooler before. This kid is stronger than Frieza and I. If it weren't for with Frieza, I'm afraid my empire has been overthrown by him a long time ago, but there is no need to suppress Cooler now. After killing these people this time, I will hand over the empire to Cooler." Trunks felt Cooler's aura and was shocked. This Cooler's aura is much stronger than before. Will Vegeta be okay? Son Goku said. Don't worry, Trunks, Vegeta was just warming up and didn't show his true strength at all. Trunks said in surprise. Uncle Goku, I really don't know how you practice. If my father had the strength of your father in this world, artificial humans would not be afraid at all. Son Goku said. After I give you the training method, you will be able to reach Vegeta's strength, or even surpass Vegeta's strength. After hearing this, Trunks looked forward to the training method. Son Goku said more and more. After Vegeta felt Cooler's breath in the air, he sneered, I thought you would be so powerful in your final form. It turns out that it is nothing more than that. You dare to shout in front of me with this little strength. I will let you see me. Real strength. After speaking, he shouted loudly and began to improve his strength. The golden aura around Vegeta became stronger and stronger, and his aura was twice as strong as before. Vegeta unleashed the full power of Super Saiyan, reaching a combat power of 500 million. When Cooler saw this, he was shocked and said, Impossible, absolutely impossible. In the previous battle, you didn't use your full strength. King Cold underneath felt the strength of Vegeta and broke out in a cold sweat, contemplating whether to run away. But after careful consideration, he decided to assist Cooler later, kill Vegeta in a sneak attack, and then the father and son would work together to kill another Saiyan, so that others would not be afraid. Otherwise, if he runs away now, he will be defeated by 2 Saiyans each. Vegeta laughed and said, Ha ha ha, you think you are the only one who has hidden your strength. I am the same prince, and he hides more than you. So Cooler, are you ready to die? Cooler was furious when he heard this. Saiyan monkey, don't get carried away, you go to hell. After saying that, he raised his hands above his head, and an energy bomb appeared above his head, and expanded rapidly, reaching a diameter of dozens of kilometers in a moment. Cooler smiled evilly and said, Vegeta, if you dare to hide away, this planet will be buried with you, ha ha ha. Vegeta cursed silently as an idiot upon hearing this, then clasped his hands together and began to gather energy. At this moment, Cooler smashed the energy bullet above his head. The energy bomb with a diameter of dozens of kilometers fell rapidly, and suddenly there was a strong wind on the earth, lightning and thunder, and the earth shook. Vegeta shouted, Watch my big explosion attack. After saying that, he sent out an extremely strong energy wave from his hand, which instantly hit Cooler's energy bomb and pushed it towards Cooler. When Cooler saw this, he cursed, Saiyan monkey, you are really difficult to deal with. After saying that, he fired an energy wave, hitting the energy bomb and holding it back. When King Cold saw this, he was overjoyed and said, Good opportunity. Having said that, it's time to launch energy waves to assist Cooler and kill Vegeta. As soon as his hand was aimed at Vegeta, he felt a flash of sword light all over his body. Looking in front of him, he saw a young man with blonde hair holding a big sword standing in front of him. Just as he was about to speak, he felt a violent tearing sensation coming from his body. Looking at the boy again, he found that he had turned into 2 halves. At this time, a line of blood suddenly appeared on King Cold from head to toe. It turns out that Son Goku had already discovered that King Cold was going to sneak attack Vegeta. So I pointed King Cold at Trunks, and Trunks understood it instantly. Then he transformed into Super Saiyan, drew out the big sword from his back, dodged, and split King Cold's head from his head with one strike before he could react. All of this happened in a blink of an eye, so fast that even King Cold didn't notice anything strange about his body at first. King Cold was shocked. When did you sneak attack me? Trunks sneered. When you were about to sneak attack Mr. Vegeta. Curd said angrily. Without waiting for any other action, Trunks immediately started swinging the big sword in his hand. In the blink of an eye, King Cold had a few more bloodlines on his body. King Cold was cut into several pieces by Trunks before he could even utter a word to beg for mercy. Trunks sent a wave with one hand, directly turning King Cold into a slag. Then he threw the big sword into the air, turned his head, and the big sword fell into the scabbard behind him accurately. Trunks released Super Saiyan's transformation and flew back to everyone. As for the miscellaneous soldiers, they couldn't escape anyway. Piccolo saw that Trunks had been dealt with in the blink of an eye. King Cold was no longer as powerful as Frieza, and he praised, "You are so clean in your attacks, and your strength is really good." Trunks said, "Thank you, Mr. Piccolo." Piccolo nodded and looked into the sky. At this time, the huge energy bomb has been pushed towards Cooler by Vegeta using energy waves. Cooler gritted his teeth and persisted, but to no avail. He could only watch as the energy bomb was pushed back in front of him. Cooler roared unwillingly, "Saiyan monkey, Frieza." Then he was submerged in the energy ball, blasted into space by Vegeta, and turned into dust in the universe. Vegeta laughed when he saw this and said, "Ha ha ha, I finally took revenge for being treated like a dog by Frieza after so many years." Then he turned to look at King Cold and found that King Cold was missing. Then he walked to Son Goku and said, "Kakarot, where is King Cold?" Son Goku pointed at Trunks and said, "He was killed instantly by this boy." "What, is this boy so powerful?" Vegeta asked in surprise. Nappa said from the side, "Vegeta, this boy can transform into Super Saiyan, he should be one of our tribesmen." Vegeta was shocked when he heard this. "It's impossible, absolutely impossible. Saiyan can't have anyone else except me, Kakarot, you, Raditz and Kakarot's two sons." Son Goku said, "Vegeta, are you sure? Have you forgotten the Turles I killed before?" Vegeta heard this and suddenly realized, "You are saying that he should be a member of the tribe who wanders away. This is possible. After all, before planet Vegeta was destroyed, there were members of the tribe who escaped." Son Goku heard this and said, "That's okay if you think so." Then he turned to Klin, Tien Shinhan, Yamcha, Dumpling, Sun Wukong, and Sun Wuming and said, "Go and deal with the soldiers brought by Curd and Cooler. Just practice your skills." "No problem, Goku," Krillin said. Then several people flew towards the soldiers on the opposite side. Son Goku informed several people about Trunks' situation, and Vegeta said, "What artificial humans, if they dare to appear, I will definitely tear them into pieces." Son Goku heard this and said to himself, "What Vegeta said is true. In 3 years, under his guidance, Vegeta will be able to transform into Super Saiyan 2 without any problem. Don't say anything about android number 17, on the 18th, even Cell is not a problem." So he said, "Vegeta is right, androids are not worth mentioning." Trunks heard this and said, "Mr. Son Goku, Mr. Vegeta, the strength of the androids cannot be underestimated. I can only barely tie with one of them. They still have some strength." Vegeta heard this and sneered, "With your little strength, of course you think the androids are powerful, but to us, the androids are trash." Piccolo heard this and said, "Vegeta is right about this. Since your strength is equivalent to that of an android, then the android is not worth mentioning. From observing your battle just now, your strength is not as good as Vegeta's real strength. Half, and Vegeta's strength is only fifth among us." Trunks was shocked when he heard this. "Mr. Vegeta is so strong, but he can only rank fifth among you." Vegeta heard this and snorted coldly. "Sooner or later, this prince will surpass Kakarot." Raditz said to Trunks, "Piccolo is right. Here, Kakarot, Piccolo, Sun Wukong, and Sun Wuming are all stronger than Vegeta." Vegeta heard this and said, "Raditz, are you itchy again?" Raditz is not afraid either. He now has Sun Wukong and Sun Wuming to support him. Vegeta doesn't dare to do anything to him. At most, Vegeta will give him a fat beating. After a while, Klin and others eliminated all the soldiers brought by King Cold and Cooler. Everyone came to Son Goku, and Son Goku told everyone everything about Trunks. When everyone learned that Trunks was the son of Vegeta and Bulma in the parallel world, they all looked strange, making Trunks quite embarrassed. After Vegeta heard this, He snorted coldly. Women will only affect the speed of my improvement in strength. I will not be as shameless as Kakarot and marry 2 earthly women who are fighting against the 5 scum. Nappa heard this and said, Vegeta, the women of Kakarot are not fighting scum. They now have a fighting strength of 300,000. If you don't speak, can you die? Nappa, Vegeta said angrily. Klin and the others laughed when they heard this. Son Goku said, no matter how you say it, Trunks is always Bulma's child. I decided to go to his world with Trunks and help him destroy the androids. After hearing this, everyone nodded in agreement. After all, the artificial man also killed them all in the future. Although they were not in the same world, this revenge had to be avenged. Seeing that everyone agreed, Son Goku said to Klin, Klin, go back and tell Bulma and Chi-Chi. I will be back soon and ask them to take care of themselves and not to have fetal infection. Klin said, I understand, Goku, you can go with peace of mind. Son Goku nodded, and then said to Trunks, Trunks, things here are over, let's go. Trunks said, okay, Uncle Goku. With that, the two jumped into the time machine. Vegeta said to Son Goku, Kakarot, I went to Trunks' world and helped me train well in that world. I was actually killed by 2 garbage androids. It's so embarrassing for me. Son Goku heard this and said, okay, Vegeta. Trunks was in the time machine. Once he operated it, the time machine flew into the air and then disappeared in a flash. Piccolo felt the breath of the 2 people and said to everyone, Sunjun and that boy did disappear in this world. It seems that they really went to another parallel world. Klin said, it seems that Bulma is really a genius. He can even build things like a time machine. Vegeta heard this and said, the little bald man is right. Although the woman from Kakarot is a scumbag, her brain is really smart. She is better than the chief scientist of the Frieza Legion before. Raditz and Nappa nodded in agreement upon hearing this. Piccolo said, okay, everyone, let's go back and continue practicing. In 3 years, artificial humans will appear in our world. Although their strength is not worth mentioning, we cannot be careless. Everyone nodded after hearing this, and then left the battlefield and returned to the western capital. Son Goku sat in the time machine, looking at the colorful light curtain outside, and said to himself, this time machine is really extraordinary, it can really travel through time and space. After flying for an unknown amount of time, the time machine passed through a screen of light and arrived at Trunks' world. As far as the eye can see, there are ruins and ruins everywhere, and it is a mess. Trunks jumped out of the time machine and said to Son Goku, Uncle Goku, this is my world. The androids have destroyed the world to a great extent. 90% of humans have been killed by the androids, and the rest can only like rats, hiding underneath. After saying that, Trunks was furious. Son Goku jumped out of the time machine and said to Trunks, Trunks, there is no need to be angry. I am here. There is hope. I will train you and let you kill the androids yourself. Trunks said, thank you, Uncle Goku. Son Goku said, you're welcome, take me to see Bulma. Trunks said, okay Uncle Goku, Mom will be very happy to see you. After saying that, he put the time machine into the capsule and took Son Goku to Bulma's hiding place. After a while, the two arrived in a hidden basement. After Trunks saw Bulma, he told Bulma the whole story. Bulma was quite surprised when he heard this. He looked at Son Goku and said, I didn't expect that I in that world would actually choose to have you with Chi-Chi. It really surprises me. Son Goku looked at Bulma, who was still charming, and said with a smile, maybe it was my true feelings that moved Bulma. Bulma was shocked when he heard this and said, Sunjun, I didn't expect you to be such a person. You are too different from the Goku in my world. The Goku in my world is a martial arts idiot, a straight man, a wooden person, completely I don't understand functioning. I even once doubted that Gohan could be born because Chi-Chi might have taken the initiative. After hearing this, Son Goku covered his face and said to Bulma, Bulma, you are as tough as the Bulma in my world. Bulma smiled and said, oh, really? That's a bit strange. Our personalities are similar, but the personalities of Goku in your world and mine are so different. Son Goku said, this may be the diversity of parallel worlds. Bulma nodded, and then said to Son Goku, listen to Trunks, you are confident enough to deal with the androids. Is that true? Sunjun, please don't be careless. Trunks said, Mom, don't worry. Although I have never seen Uncle Goku take action, I have seen the father of that world take action. His strength is far less than that of Uncle Goku, but it is much stronger than that of artificial humans. In comparison, Goku my uncle is very good at dealing with androids. Bulma said. I see, then I can rest assured. Son-Jun, when will you deal with the androids? Son Goku said. I plan to train Trunks and let him kill the androids himself. Bulma heard this and said. Son-Jun, are you sure that Trunks' strength will be improved enough to kill the androids? Son Goku said. Don't worry, Trunks still has great potential, it's just that he has no one to guide him for so many years. Oh, that's great. When will we start training Trunks? Bulma said. Son Goku said. Don't worry, I will take Trunks to a good place for training soon. Within 3 days, Trunks' strength will be greatly improved and he will be able to kill a human in seconds. Oh, well, I'll prepare some food for you and Trunks. You can go when you're full. Bulma said. Son Goku said. No problem. Afterwards, Bulma prepared some meals for Trunks and Son Goku, and the two began to eat. Bulma looked on and thought of Vegeta, and said to Son Goku, Son-Jun, is there any way you can resurrect Vegeta and the others? Son Goku pondered for a moment and said, there is a way. Bulma and Trunks were overjoyed when they heard this. Really, Uncle Goku, Son-Jun, you didn't lie to us, did you? Son Goku said, we can resurrect Piccolo through Namek's Shenron. After Piccolo is resurrected, Earth's Shenron can be resurrected, and Vegeta and others can be resurrected using Earth's Shenron. When Bulma heard this, she was overjoyed and said, that's great, Mr. Sun, thank you so much. Son Goku smiled and said, you're welcome, we are all our own people. After eating, Son Goku led Trunks and flew directly to the Celestial Temple. Trunks didn't know why, and Son Goku didn't say much. After the two came to the Temple of Heaven, Son Goku called Mr. Popo a few times, and a black man dressed as his third brother walked out of the temple. After Bobo saw Son Goku, he said, Goku, didn't you die of a heart attack? Son Goku said, Mr. Popo, you are indeed still alive. Trunks heard the conversation between the two from the side, and the corner of his mouth twitched. Son Goku said, Mr. Popo, I am not the Son Goku of your world. I came from another time and space. After saying that, he pulled Trunks down in front of him and said to Bobo, it was Trunks who brought me to this time and space. Upon seeing this, Trunks quickly said hello to Bobo. Bobo saw this and said, it turns out to be you. I know you. You are Vegeta's son. Thanks to you for stopping the artificial people these years, otherwise all humans on the earth would have been killed by those two artificial people. Trunks asked in confusion, Mr. Popo, how do you know me? Bobo said, when the god was alive, I saw it next to the god. The god could see everything that happened in the world. Trunks said, that's it. Son Goku said to Popo, Mr. Popo, I plan to borrow the spiritual time room to train Trunks and let him kill the androids himself. Bobo nodded, no problem Goku. Trunks wondered, what is a spiritual time room? Son Goku explained, the spiritual time room is a training place in the Celestial Temple. 1 day outside and 1 year inside, and the gravity inside is 10 times that of the Earth. I see, there is such a perfect place for cultivation in the world, how come I didn't know about it? Trunks said. Son Goku said, I have only been to this place once in this world. He died of a heart attack without telling me. Naturally, no one knows about it. Trunks said, I see, by the way, Uncle Goku, I have special medicine for treating heart disease at home. Don't forget to take it when you come back. Son Goku said, I have long made a wish through Namek Shenron to remove heart disease toxins from my body. You don't have to worry. Uncle Goku, you have such a vision, Trunks said. It's nothing, let's quickly enter the spiritual time room, Son Goku said. So under the leadership of Bobo, the two entered the spiritual time room. After Trunks entered the spiritual time room, he felt his body sink. Upon seeing this, Son Goku said to Trunks, Trunks, I will give you half an hour to adapt to gravity. After half an hour, we will start training. Okay, Uncle Goku, Trunks said. After saying that, Trunks began to adapt to 10 times gravity. Son Goku took out the fairy beans in his pocket and counted them. No more, no less, there were 50 more, which was enough. Half an hour later, Trunks came to Son Goku and said, "Uncle Goku, I have adapted to 10 times gravity." "Yeah, very good." After saying that, he directly struck the black tiger to rip out the heart, beating Trunks to the point of being seriously injured and on the verge of death. Trunks opened his eyes and said in disbelief, "Uncle Goku, why did you kill me?" Son Goku said, "To help you improve your strength." Upon hearing this, Trunks became furious and gradually lost consciousness. Seeing this, Son Goku quickly took out a fairy bean and fed it to Trunks. In the blink of an eye, Trunks returned to normal, then stood up and said loudly, "Uncle Goku, if you want to kill me, why do you want to save me?" Son Goku smiled and said, "I don't want to kill you, but to improve your strength. If you don't believe me, you can feel your own strength." After hearing this, Trunks felt his strength, and it really improved a lot, so he shouted and transformed into Super Saiyan. After feeling it carefully, he found that his strength had increased by at least 50%. He immediately said to Son Goku, "I'm sorry, Uncle Goku, I blamed you wrongly." Son Goku said, "It doesn't matter. You don't know the reason. It's understandable." Trunks said, "Uncle Goku, what is going on?" Son Goku said, "We, the Saiyan clan, all have the characteristic of improving our combat effectiveness after recovering from near death. Just now I beat you to a near-death state, and then used the fairy beans to restore you, thus stimulating Saiyan's characteristics, so your combat effectiveness it has been greatly improved." Trunks said, "I see, then let's continue, Uncle Goku." Son Goku shook his head and said, "This method of improving strength cannot be used forever. If you want to rely on this method to improve strength, you must have a certain amount of accumulation. Just now, I estimate that I have already used these 10 of you. All the accumulation of several years has been released, and in a short period of time, there will not be much improvement using this method." Trunks suddenly realized, "So that's it, what should I do?" Son Goku said, "Now the way for you to improve your strength is to control Super Saiyan and practice in the direction of surpassing Super Saiyan." Trunks asked, "What does it mean to surpass Super Saiyan?" Son Goku said, "It's Super Saiyan 2. "What do you mean, Uncle Goku? I still don't understand," Trunks said. Son Goku said, "I'll let you see it once and you will know." Then with a loud shout, he transforms directly into Super Saiyan. After Trunks felt Son Goku's aura, he was stunned and shocked. He said shakily, "Uncle Goku, Uncle, your Super Saiyan transformation, why is the aura so huge? The strength of my Super Saiyan transformation, in front of you, is like the gap between a firefly and a bright moon. It's simply different." Son Goku said, "That's because my basic combat power is stronger than your combat power after transforming into Super Saiyan. This is just the transformation of Super Saiyan 1. You can watch what comes next. What's next is Super Saiyan's transformation." Trunks nodded and stared at Son Goku with wide eyes. Son Goku shouted loudly, and the muscles on his body swelled rapidly. In the blink of an eye, he turned into a muscular man. Son Goku said to Trunks, "This is called the second-level transformation of Super Saiyan 1. In this state, the power increases greatly, but the speed does not increase, and even decreases." After that, Son Goku transformed again, and his figure returned to its previous form. His arrogance was restrained, giving people a rather calm feeling. Son Goku said to Trunks, "This form, I call it Super Saiyan Full Power, is the limit of Super Saiyan 1. The energy will not be wasted at all and can be used to fight the enemy." Immediately afterwards, Son Goku shouted loudly, and his arrogance surged, his long blonde hair stood on end, a strand of blonde hair hung down on his forehead, and lightning surrounded his body. Trunks was shocked beyond measure. Son Goku said, "This transformation is a transformation that surpasses Super Saiyan. I call it Super Saiyan 2. The combat power increased is twice that of Super Saiyan 1 and 100 times the basic combat power." Trunks nodded numbly at first, and then said ecstatically, "Uncle Goku, can I also transform into Super Saiyan 2? Son Goku said, "Yes, you can too, the next training is for this purpose." For the rest of the day, Son Goku asked Trunks to stay in Super Saiyan form for as long as possible every day. At the beginning, Trunks could maintain Super Saiyan state for half a day every day without fighting. After half a month, it can barely last for 12 hours, and after a month, it can last for a whole day. Upon seeing this, Son Goku started fighting with Trunks. Playing for 2 hours every day, Trunks' time to maintain Super Saiyan was greatly reduced. Just 3 months later, Trunks was able to fight Son Goku normally for half a day in Super Saiyan state, and could continue to maintain Super Saiyan state after that. A year later, Trunks finally mastered Super Saiyan to perfection and reached full power. At this time, Trunks' combat power at full power has exceeded Son Goku's normal combat power, reaching 1.5 billion. In this year, Son Goku, because he was training Trunks and did not practice wholeheartedly, so his combat power did not increase much. It barely increased by 100 million, and his normal combat power reached 1 billion. Seeing that Trunks had reached full Super Saiyan power, Son Goku began to teach Trunks to transform into Super Saiyan 2. Son Goku said to Trunks, "There are 2 ways to transform into Super Saiyan 2. One is to reach the limit of combat power, and you can naturally transform into Super Saiyan 2, the other is to require extreme anger. In your current state, only the second method can be used." Trunks heard this and said, "Uncle Goku, are you saying that through extreme anger, you can transform into Super Saiyan 2? Son Goku said, "Yes, I think you should have experience in this aspect. Think about the things that make you angry." Trunks nodded after hearing this and began to think about the things that made him angry. When Trunks thought that his master and brother, Son Gohan, was brutally killed in order to protect him and fight against the androids alone, but he was helpless and ran away like a coward, a surge of anger arose spontaneously and rose to the sky. Trunks is angry and hateful. He hates the cruelty and cold-bloodedness of the androids. He is angry that he is a useless waste and cannot stop the atrocities of the androids. When the anger reached its peak, Trunks shouted, "Ah, ah, ah," and then golden arrogance spurted out from Trunks' body, his hair stood on end, a strand of blonde hair hung down on his forehead, lightning was wrapped around his body, and a pair of green pupils matched his stern face, exuding a bloodthirsty, cold, and ruthless expression. Son Goku saw this and smiled. "Trunks, you succeeded, you have transformed into Super Saiyan 2. After hearing this, Trunks felt his own strength and said excitedly, "Is this the strength of Super Saiyan 2? It is indeed twice as strong as Super Saiyan 1. Thank you Uncle Goku for your teaching." Son Goku said, "You're welcome, Trunks, there are still 10 months left. You should follow the method of practicing Super Saiyan 1 to full power before and strive to cultivate Super Saiyan 2 to perfection." Trunks said, "I know, Uncle Goku, won't you practice with me?" Son Goku said, "Trunks, next I plan to practice Super Saiyan 3, so you can practice alone." Trunks was shocked when he heard this. "Uncle Goku, are you saying there will be a transformation after Super Saiyan 2? Son Goku said, "That's right, Trunks, there is no end to the journey of cultivation. Never sit in a well and look at the sky." Trunks heard this and said, "I know, Uncle Goku." Son Goku nodded, then stepped aside and started practicing. Son Goku shouted loudly and transformed into Super Saiyan 1, then immediately transformed into Super Saiyan 2, and then started roaring loudly. "Ah, ah, 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 ah." Along with the constipation-like roar, the aura on Son Goku's body surged. When Trunks heard the sound, he felt that the aura on Son Goku's body was as majestic as a mountain and as vast as the sea. To compare with it, he transformed into Super Saiyan. The breath of 2 is like an ant. Trunks was deeply shocked by Son Goku's strength. What Trunks doesn't know is that this is just the tip of the iceberg of Son Goku's true strength. Compared to Son Goku who can cast Kaioken 3,000 times, Super Saiyan 2 is nothing to mention. Along with the 3-minute roar, Son Goku's appearance began to change. The long blonde hair began to grow longer until it hung down around the waist, the eyebrows disappeared, the brow bones bulged, the pupils turned dark green and became more ruthless, the whole body was shrouded in golden light, and the lightning surrounding the body was denser compared to Super Saiyan 2. Trunks was stunned and Son Goku turned to look at Trunks. Trunks was staring at him, sweating profusely, and his 2 hips were trembling. Son Goku smiled when he saw this and said, "Why, Trunks, you don't recognize me in just a short while." After hearing this, Trunks took a deep breath and said, "Uncle Goku, do you know that you look very evil and look more like a villain?" Son Goku said, "Oh, really? I think this look is very handsome and cool, what do you think? After hearing this, Trunks looked at him again and said, Uncle Goku, when you put it that way, he is indeed quite handsome and cool. Not only that, he is also a bit domineering. Son Goku nodded and said with a smile, this is Super Saiyan 3, Trunks. The road ahead is vast and practice is never ending. Come on, young man. Trunks nodded when he heard this and said, Uncle Goku, I understand, I will definitely practice hard. Son Goku said, go ahead and practice, Trunks, and try to reach Super Saiyan 2 full power when you exit. Trunks nodded, flew away from Son Goku, and began training. When Son Goku saw Trunks starting to practice, he also started practicing. He needs to master Super Saiyan III's transformation proficiently first, and then study the others. 3 months later, Son Goku mastered Super Saiyan III's transformation skillfully and began to practice his unique skills. 3 months later, Son Goku was seen transforming into Super Saiyan, with his eyes closed tightly, and the aura around his body was turbulent. He could not open his eyes, and then spiraled up, shouting, 10,000 swords return to the sect. I saw golden air swords spraying out from all over Son Goku's body, continuously and without any blind spots. Trunks in the distance was stunned, his eyes were shining, and he secretly said, Uncle Goku's move is so cool, I will definitely let Uncle Goku teach me. After Son Goku released hundreds of thousands of golden energy swords, he stopped and slowly fell to the ground. Upon seeing this, Trunks immediately ran over and said to Son Goku, Uncle Goku, your 10,000 swords Guizhong move was so cool just now. Can you teach me? Son Goku said, yes, you can, but this move is difficult. Do you want to learn it? Learn, of course, Trunks said. Son Goku pointed at Trunks' forehead, and a new cultivation method appeared in Trunks' mind. Son Goku said, what I just taught you is the cultivation method of divine power. If you want to learn how to return to the sect with 10,000 swords, you must first practice divine power and control your mental power to the smallest detail. Only in this way can you condense and control sword energy. Then, relying on the huge energy in the body, we can use 10,000 swords to return to the sect. After hearing this, Trunks nodded and said, Uncle Goku, it seems that the practice of returning to the 10,000 swords sect is indeed difficult. Son Goku smiled and said, of course, this is a trick that I have worked hard to research. Trunks nodded. Son Goku said, you must pay attention to the cultivation of divine power. This is crucial for practicing another transformation of Super Saiyan. Trunks heard this and said, Uncle Goku, does Super Saiyan have other transformations? Son Goku said, of course, this transformation is called Super Saiyan God, but it is still too early for you now. You should seize the time and complete Super Saiyan 2, then practice Super Saiyan 3. Don't be too ambitious. Trunks nodded and said, I know, Uncle Goku, I have already trained Super Saiyan 2 to full power. Oh, really? Then you transform and let me see, Son Goku said. Okay, Uncle Goku, he shouted and transformed into Super Saiyan 2. Seeing this, Son Goku nodded and said, yes, Trunks, it took you much less time than I thought. Trunks said, Uncle Goku taught me this. Son Goku said, your talent is not bad, but since you have reached the full power of Super Saiyan 2, we should go out. Trunks said, Uncle Goku, I want to try and see if I can transform into Super Saiyan 3. Son Goku said, no need to try, your current combat effectiveness is still too low and you cannot reach the threshold to transform into Super Saiyan 3. Oh, really? Trunks said disappointedly. Son Goku said, Trunks, don't be disappointed. The next training will depend on your mother's intelligence. The spiritual time room is no longer needed. Okay, Uncle Goku, let's get out. Trunks said. Son Goku nodded, and the two left the spiritual time room. Bobo, who was waiting outside, saw this and came forward and said, Goku, why did you come out early? Son Goku said, Mr. Popo, we have succeeded in cultivation, so we came out early. Bobo said, I see, are you sure you can deal with artificial humans? Trunks said, Mr. Popo, don't worry. With my current strength, killing an android is as effortless as crushing an ant. Bobo heard this and said happily, great, peace can finally be restored to the earth. Son Goku nodded and said, Well, Mr. Popo, let's see you later. Bobo nodded and said, Goku, Trunks, come on. Trunks nodded, and then Son Goku took Trunks to cast instant transmission and returned to Bulma's home. Bulma was operating the instrument when she heard a voice coming from behind. Bulma, long time no see. Bulma turned around and saw Son Goku and Trunks standing behind him. So he said, Goku, Trunks, you are back. Trunks said, Mom, we have succeeded in practicing and are out of seclusion early. Bulma nodded when he heard this, covered his nose and said, you guys go take a shower first, I will prepare food for you. When Son Goku and Trunks saw this, they smelled their breath and almost fainted in the next second. So I went to take a shower immediately. After taking a shower, the two got dressed, Bulma prepared the food, and the three of them started eating. Bulma asked Son Goku, Goku, how is Trunks training? Are you sure you can defeat the androids? After Trunks swallowed the food in his mouth, he said, don't worry, Mother, with my current strength, the android can be destroyed with a flip of my hand. Bulma heard this and looked at Son Goku. Son Goku said, Trunks is right. Even if Vegeta and Son Goku are resurrected in this world, they can't beat the current Trunks. Maybe they won't be able to beat Trunks for a long time. Bulma heard this and said, that's great, Trunks, thank you so much Goku. Son Goku said, the relationship between us, how to say thank you, is too external. Bulma heard the words and said with a smile, Goku, please don't talk nonsense, I'm afraid Trunks will misunderstand. After hearing this, Trunks just buried his head in eating. Son Goku smiled and said, I'm talking about our friendship of more than 10 years. What do you think, Bulma? Hearing this, Bulma laughed and scolded, you Goku, I never expected that you can be so glib and yet the Goku of our world is honest. The three of them laughed when they heard this. After eating, Son Goku and Trunks came to a deserted place. Trunks releases breath, attracting the androids. After a while, the two androids took the bait and flew in front of Son Goku and Trunks. Son Goku looked at android number 18 and saw that he had long golden hair, white skin and beautiful appearance, with peaks and ridges on his chest, two long legs that were thin and long, and a waist as soft as a boneless water snake. He was simply the best. It's hard to relate to a murderous devil. Android number 17 looked at Trunks and said, why? Trunks stopped hiding and jumped out to seek death. We haven't had enough fun yet. Trunks said, artificial beings, today is your day of death. I will kill you with my own hands to avenge my relatives and friends and the innocent humans who died at your hands. Ha ha ha, Trunks, are you not awake? Are you asking for this? We are chasing you like a lost dog, a rat that can only hide when you run away in panic. Android number 17 laughed. Android number 18 smiled and said, it's the pretty face next to you that gives you the confidence. Trunks said, Uncle Goku won't interfere, I am enough. Hearing this, Android number 17 looked at Son Goku, and then said in shock, you are Son Goku. Didn't you die of a heart attack? Son Goku said, yes, I am Son Goku, the artificial human. Your life ends here. Hearing this, Android number 18 laughed like a silver bell and said, ha ha ha, it's just you and the trash Trunks around you. Since you were resurrected, you should hide and shrink down and just struggle with food and clothing. How dare you come here? To come barking in front of us is really asking for death. Son Goku said, it's a pity that such a beautiful skin actually hides such a devilish soul like yours. Android number 18 smiled and said, ha ha ha, thank you for the compliment. To express my gratitude, I will send you to the underworld for free. Son Goku shook his head and said to Trunks, do it, Trunks. Hearing this, Trunks nodded, shouted, transformed into Super Saiyan, and attacked the two. Thanks for watching, please like and subscribe my channel. Welcome to Fantasy Audiobook. I am Son Goku, suppressing the world of Dragon Ball. Chapter 31. Trunks dodged and arrived in front of number 17. Number 17 smiled contemptuously when he saw this, and hit Trunks in the face with a punch. Then he laughed and said, Trunks, you are only so good, but you still dare to say that you want to kill us. Trunks said coldly, really? Before number 17 could reply, he punched number 17 in the abdomen. The beating made number 17 instantly vomit out all the food he had eaten the night before. Just as number 17 was about to speak, Trunks fired an energy bomb and sent number 17 home. Son Goku thought to himself, this Trunks is really the most nonchalant Saiyan. He is ruthless and doesn't talk much. If it were Vegeta, he would have to taunt him no matter what before he kills the android. When number 18 saw this, he shouted, impossible, Trunks, how could your strength reach such a level? Upon hearing this, Trunks dodged and kicked number 18 away. Then he crossed his palms, raised them to his forehead, yelled, magic flash, and an extremely thick energy wave directly hit number 18. Number 18 had no time to make any noise before he was blown to pieces. Upon seeing this, Trunks cried with joy and murmured, Father, Brother Gohan, Uncle Goku, Uncle Piccolo, everyone, I finally avenged you. Then he released the Super Saiyan transformation, came to Son Goku, and said, Uncle Goku, the androids have been solved, let's go back. Son Goku said, don't worry, there is a little bug next to you. Then he turned and shouted to a hidden place nearby, come out, little bug, I saw you. The first generation Cell, who was hiding in the darkness, heard this and walked out of the shadows. It was about 2 meters tall, ugly in appearance, covered in green, and had many black spots on it. Trunks saw this and shouted at him, Spotted monster, who are you and why are you peeking at my battle with the androids? Cell heard this and said, Trunks didn't expect that after not seeing each other for a few days, your strength would actually reach such an extent. Even 2 androids were easily killed by you. Trunks heard this and said, how do you know me, what is your name, and what do you want to do? Son Goku said to Trunks, it's called Cell. It's the ultimate artificial human created by Dr. Gero. Its current appearance is just its primary form. As long as it absorbs 2 artificial human beings, it will become a complete body. The strength will increase greatly. After hearing this, Cell was shocked and said, Son Goku, how do you know my details? I remember you died of a heart attack, didn't you? Son Goku didn't reply and said to Trunks, it's in your hands. When Trunks heard that it was the ultimate android created by Dr. Gero, he had murderous intentions. After listening to Son Goku's words, he directly turned on Super Saiyan, ducked in front of Cell, and hit Cell with one punch. Cell vomited blood. Seeing that Trunks wanted to take action, Cell hurriedly shouted, wait a minute, Trunks, I am not an evil android, I have never killed anyone. Trunks was unmoved. Over the years, androids had become Trunks' nightmare. Trunks didn't care whether you were a good or bad android, as long as you were an android, you would all die. A flash of magic flash passed by, and Cell was directly beaten into slag and disappeared between heaven and earth. Son Goku saw this and said, Trunks did a good job. Your decisive and killing character is good. I like it very much. After hearing this, Trunks released his Super Saiyan transformation, came to Son Goku and said, Uncle Goku, thank you. I just don't want anything to happen. Son Goku nodded, and then said to Trunks, come on, I will take you to find Vegeta and the others. Trunks heard this and said in surprise, Father, are they all still alive? Son Goku shook his head and said, they are dead, but their condition is very strange. You will know if you follow me. Trunks heard this, nodded, and then put his hand on Son Goku's shoulder. Son Goku used instant transmission and arrived at Kaio in the blink of an eye. Everyone looked at Son Goku and Trunks and said, long time no see, Trunks and Goku from another world. Trunks looked at everyone and said excitedly, Uncle Goku, Father, Uncle Piccolo, Brother Gohan, Uncle Klin, Uncle Tien Shinhan, Uncle Dumplings, and Grandpa Master Roshi, it turns out you are all here. The Son Goku of this world smiled and said, thank you for your hard work these years, Trunks, you did a good job. Vegeta snorted coldly and said, boy, you did a good job, you didn't embarrass me. Son Goku wondered, Vegeta, aren't you supposed to be in hell, why are you also on Kaio? Vegeta was furious when he heard this and said, Kakarot, no matter which world you are in, you are always so annoying. Everyone laughed when they heard this. Son Goku of this world explained, Vegeta was originally in hell. I saw that everyone was on Kaio, so I begged Kaio-sama to bring Vegeta out of hell. Son Goku said, that's it, I'll just say it. The Son Goku of this world looked at Son Goku and said, I can feel that your strength is very strong, why don't we compete? Son Goku shook his head and said, no, just compete with Trunks. Now Trunks is stronger than any of you. Vegeta snorted coldly when he heard this. Kakarot from another world, stop looking down on others. We have not been idle these years. Although Trunks is very strong, he is not necessarily stronger than me and Kakarot. Son Goku smiled and said, do you think what you saw is Trunks' true strength? Vegeta heard this and said, Kakarot, what do you mean? Didn't Trunks use all his strength when he killed the homunculus? Son Goku said, of course, they are just artificial humans. I don't know that Trunks is now going to war. Vegeta heard this and wanted to say something else. Son Goku waved his hand and said, seeing is believing. You will know after you feel Trunks' strength up close. Then he said to Trunks, Trunks, show everyone your strength. Trunks heard this, nodded and said, okay Uncle Goku. Then with a loud shout, he transforms directly into Super Saiyan. Vegeta felt Trunks' strength and was quite shocked, but still said, if Trunks only has this strength, then it can only be said to be pretty good. Upon hearing this, Trunks immediately transformed into Super Saiyan with full power in one step. At this time, everyone's eyes widened, and Vegeta said in disbelief, impossible, absolutely impossible. Even if Trunks enters the spiritual time room to practice, he will only practice for 2 years at most. How can he catch up with or even surpass me and Kakarot? More than 10 years of practice. Son Goku said, nothing is impossible. Trunks just has no one to guide him. His talent is not bad. Son Goku of this world said, I didn't expect that Trunks could reach such a state of cultivation in such a short period of time. I'm really curious about what level of cultivation you have reached in this other world. Son Goku said, I want to know, I will tell you after your battle with Trunks is over. Vegeta heard this and said, okay, let me try this guy's strength first. After that, he shouted and transformed into Super Saiyan 2. This time it was Son Goku's turn to be shocked. He didn't expect Vegeta's strength to transform into Super Saiyan 2. In fact, Son Goku ignored an important factor, and that is time. This world is 20 years later than the world where Son Goku lives, which means that Son Goku and Vegeta in this world are 20 years older than him. Even without the oppression of powerful enemies, with Son Goku and Vegeta's in terms of combat talent, it is no problem to train to Super Saiyan 2. Son Goku lowered his head and pondered for a moment, then figured out this truth, and then felt Vegeta's aura, which was far inferior to Trunks. Vegeta must have just learned how to transform into Super Saiyan 2 not long ago, otherwise his strength would not be so low, Son Goku thought to himself. At the same time, it is speculated that Son Goku in this world will also transform into Super Saiyan 2. As for how far he has gone on the road to Super Saiyan 2, it is unknown. After Vegeta transformed into Super Saiyan, he dodged and was in front of Trunks. He hit Trunks in the abdomen with a black tiger strike, leaving an afterimage. Trunks' words came to his ears, Father, you can't hit me if you're so slow. When Vegeta heard this, he said angrily, Trunks, you are so promising, how dare you mock your father and me? Trunks heard this and said, I don't dare, Father. I am working my ass off on Earth, but you are practicing leisurely here. How can I dare to mock you? Vegeta was speechless as he was speechless. This group of people did indeed act a bit unkindly. Before, his strength was not as good as that of the androids, so there was nothing to say about it. But after his strength surpassed that of the androids, he didn't even think about destroying the androids, so he let Trunks and Son Gohan carry them. After Son Gohan died, Trunks was the only one left to carry him. Before, Trunks didn't react when he saw everyone happy. Will Trunks not complain when he reacts? Seeing that Vegeta didn't say anything, Trunks knew that Vegeta already knew that he was wrong, so he ignored him and continued to investigate. Vegeta didn't say anything and thought to himself, this kid has grown up and dares to complain about me. I will definitely deal with this kid. Then he used his full strength to fight Trunks, and the two began to chase each other in the air. Vegeta's movements lagged behind Trunks every time, and what he hit were the afterimages of Trunks. Son Goku of this world saw this and knew that Vegeta was far from Trunks' opponent. Trunks did not fight back out of kindness. Then he transformed directly into Super Saiyan 2 and rushed forward. Vegeta saw this and said angrily, Kakarot, go away, I have to teach this kid a lesson today. Son Goku said, Vegeta, don't slap your face and act fat. You can't even touch the corners of Trunks' clothes. If you can beat Trunks, who will believe you? Vegeta's face turned red when he heard this, and he said angrily, Kakarot, you are so annoying. Seeing this, Trunks said, Uncle Goku, Father, you all take action together, otherwise you will not be my opponent. Son Goku nodded and said, Okay, Trunks, I understand, but don't hold back. Vegeta heard the words and said, Good boy, you dare to look down on you and me. Okay, Kakarot, let's teach this boy a lesson together and let him know what it means to respect your elders. When Son Goku heard this, he curled his lips and thought, it's not yet clear who will teach whom. Then ignoring Vegeta, he ducked in front of Trunks and started attacking. Vegeta saw this and rushed behind Trunks to attack. Upon seeing this, Trunks smiled slightly and disappeared under the noses of the two of them. Before the two of them had time to stop, one punched the other. Then he covered his stomach at the same time, his face distorted. Vegeta said angrily, Kakarot, you can't be gentle. Son Goku said, I didn't see you stopping either. The two of them calmed down for a moment, with solemn expressions at the same time. With just one shot, the two knew that Trunks' strength was far superior to their own, and if they were not careful, they would lose miserably. The two looked around and finally saw Trunks' figure above their head. Trunks hugged his shoulders and looked up at the sky. He was really good at pretending. Son Goku on Kaio couldn't help but give a thumbs up. Seeing this, Son Goku and Vegeta attacked Trunks in unison. The two men surrounded Trunks and started fighting with Trunks. Trunks was stronger than the two of them, and although his experience was slightly inferior, it had no impact at all. Having the upper hand, it didn't take long for Son Goku and Vegeta to be beaten with bruises and bruises. On the other hand, Trunks still looked calm and relaxed. Seeing that they were no match for melee combat, Vegeta and Son Goku started long-range attacks. The two moved in tandem, pulling away from each other. Vegeta used a big explosion attack, and Son Goku used Kamehameha, hitting Trunks at the same time. Trunks shouted when he saw this, and saw an energy shield appear on his body, blocking all attacks from the two men. Seeing this, Son Goku and Vegeta increased their output, and the two energy waves instantly grew several times stronger. Upon seeing this, Trunks shouted loudly, the aura around his body expanded, and the energy shield expanded rapidly, ejecting the two of them in an instant. Son Goku saw this and said to Trunks, Trunks, there is no need to compete, we are no match for you. Vegeta heard this and said, Kakarot, this is nothing like you. How could you give up so easily? Son Goku said to Trunks, I'm afraid you haven't used your true strength until now, right? Trunks nodded and said, I probably used 70% of my strength. Vegeta was shocked and said, What? Son Goku said, Sure enough, my guess was right. The three of them released Super Saiyan II's transformation, returned to normal, and returned to Kaio planet to be with everyone. The Son Goku of this world said to Son Goku, Now, it's time for you to show us your strength. Son Goku saw this and said, Well, I will let you see my true strength. Son Goku shouted loudly, and suddenly there was a strong wind around him. The aura around his body expanded rapidly, his hair began to turn golden, and golden aura surrounded him. After a while, Son Goku transformed into a Super Saiyan. Son Goku and Vegeta in this world were shocked when they felt Son Goku's aura. The aura of Son Goku's transformation into Super Saiyan had exceeded the aura of their transformation into Super Saiyan 2. Son Goku ignored this, then shouted loudly and began to transform into Super Saiyan 2. I saw that the arrogance on his body was gushing out. His blonde hair stood on end, a strand of blonde hair hung down on his forehead, and he was surrounded by lightning. Son Goku, Vegeta, and everyone in this world felt Son Goku's vast and majestic aura and were shocked. Son Goku told everyone, What I want to show next is the transformation of Super Saiyan 3. In this world, Son Goku and Vegeta were shocked. Super Saiyan 2, is there any other transformation? Son Goku said, Of course, you don't think that Super Saiyan 2 will reach its peak, right? No, no. In this world, Son Goku and Vegeta were shocked, but also quite happy. As long as they know the direction of practice, they have a goal and motivation, they are not afraid that their strength will stagnate. Vegeta said, Please continue your performance, let us see how terrifying Super Saiyan III's strength is. Son Goku said, No problem. After speaking, he shouted loudly and started roaring like a constipation. A flash of lightning flashed in everyone's mind, and they felt a strong and suffocating aura emanating from Son Goku. Ah, 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 ah. With a 3-minute roar, Son Goku finally successfully transformed into Super Saiyan 3. Son Goku caught everyone's eyes, with long blonde hair reaching his waist, protruding eyebrows, missing eyebrows, green pupils, cold and ruthless, and a stern face, with an evil aura, covered in golden flames, and surrounded by dense lightning. When everyone felt Son Goku's aura, they felt like a drop in the ocean, extremely small. Son Goku said, I kept you waiting, this is Super Saiyan 3 that surpasses Super Saiyan 2. Son Goku of this world said, this is Super Saiyan San. It is indeed majestic and unfathomable in strength. Son Goku said, the transformation of Super Saiyan 3 is 400 times stronger than normal, 8 times stronger than Super Saiyan 1, and 4 times stronger than Super Saiyan 2. Vegeta said, this improved strength is really terrifying. Everyone nodded after hearing this. Son Goku released Super Saiyan III's transformation, returned to normal, and said to everyone, there is no end to the journey of cultivation, so work hard, everyone. Everyone nodded in agreement. Son Goku said, I am here to resurrect you, do you agree? Everyone looked at each other, and Son Goku in this world said, before you came, we did not plan to resurrect, but after seeing the strength of you and Trunks, we planned to resurrect. Son Goku asked, why is this? Vegeta said, during training, there is no motivation without pressure. When Kakarot and I surpassed the artificial humans in strength, we became a little slack. The strength increases slowly, so only when facing strong enemies, the strength will increase rapidly. Trunks is the best example, so we all intend to be resurrected. Son Goku heard this and nodded, Vegeta, you were right. I have a hunch that your world will encounter more powerful enemies in the future. It is not enough to count on Trunks alone, so you must also take responsibility. Everyone nodded after hearing this. Son Goku saw this and said to everyone, in that case, you just wait here while Trunks and I go to Namek. Then cast instant transmission, take Trunks to Namek in the blink of an eye. Son Goku quickly found the current Grand Elder Mu Li. When Mu Li saw it was Son Goku, he happily said, Mr. Son Goku, I haven't seen you for more than 10 years, but you still have the same style. Son Goku smiled and said, the Great Elder has given me a reward. I am visiting Namek this time because I have something to ask for. I hope the Great Elder can help. The Great Elder said, Goku, you are welcome. You are my distinguished guest of Namek. As long as we can help, we will not refuse. Son Goku nodded, and then told the Great Elder the whole story. After hearing this, the Great Elder expressed deep sympathy and asked the clansmen to send the 7 Dragon Balls immediately. Son Goku thanked him again. An hour later, the clan elders sent 7 Dragon Balls. Son Goku immediately summoned Palunga. Then he said to Palunga in Namek language, Palunga, my first wish is to help me resurrect a Namek named Piccolo. Palunga said, this wish is very simple. Then a red light flashed in his eyes, and the halo on Piccolo's head disappeared as he was far away on Kaio. Palunga said, your first wish has been fulfilled, what is your second wish? After hearing this, Son Goku pondered for a moment and said, help me eliminate the time effect of gravity on my body. After hearing this, Palunga was silent for a long time and said, my ability can only eliminate the time effect caused by tens of billions of times gravity. Do you still want to use this wish? Son Goku heard this and said, okay, just help me realize this wish. When Palunga heard this, his eyes flashed red, and then he said, this wish has been fulfilled for you. What is your next wish? Son Goku thought for a while and said, let me know the distribution positions and gravitational parameters of all black holes in the universe. This is a wish. Palunga pondered for a moment and said, okay, and then a red light flashed in his eyes. Son Goku felt that there were a lot more things in his mind. Fortunately, Son Goku had been practicing divine power all year round and had strong mental power, otherwise he might have become an idiot. Palunga said to Son Goku, all your wishes have been fulfilled, goodbye. After saying that, he disappeared. Son Goku also asked the Great Elder to select a person from the clan to go to the Earth to transform Dragon Ball. When the Great Elder told the tribe, Dend expressed his willingness to go, so Son Goku took Trunks and Dend to use instant transmission and returned to the Celestial Temple. At this time, the god has been resurrected, and he is extremely happy to see Son Goku, Trunks and Dend, especially seeing Dend, a member of his tribe, and some of the ideas in his mind are about to be realized. Son Goku planned to transform Shenron. When he told the god agreed. Bobo brought the Shenron model, Dend operated it, and then said to Son Goku, "Uncle Goku, Shenron has been transformed and you can make wishes." Son Goku nodded, and then said to the 7 Dragon Balls, "Come out, Shenron, and grant my wish." There was a thunder in the sky, and Shenron appeared on the stage, angrily saying to Son Goku, "Whoever summoned me, I can help you realize any 3 wishes." Son Goku knew that Shenron was bragging and did not expose it, so he said, "My first wish is to please resurrect the humans killed by the androids, except for the extremely evil ones." Shenron pondered for a moment and said, "Okay," then his eyes flashed red and he said to Son Goku, "Your first wish has been fulfilled, please tell me the second wish." Son Goku said, "My second wish is to restore the Earth's architecture to its original state." Shenron pondered for a long time and said, "Okay," then a red light flashed and asked Son Goku, "What is your third wish?" Son Goku said, "My third wish is to master Saiyan's method of making the moon." Shenron said, "This wish is very simple," and then a red light flashed, and Son Goku had a lot more knowledge in his mind. After Shenron realized his wish, he said, "All your wishes have been fulfilled, goodbye." On King Kai, after everyone was resurrected, Son Goku used instant transmission and took everyone directly back to Bulma's house in the western capital of Earth. Bulma looked at the resurrected people and cried with joy. Vegeta rarely said to Bulma, "Thank you for your hard work these years." Bulma burst into laughter and said to Vegeta, "So you also care about people?" Vegeta's face turned red when he heard this, he snorted and went straight into the house. Seeing this, Bulma led everyone into the home. With the fulfillment of Son Goku's wish, the Earth has returned to its prosperity before the emergence of artificial humans. After Son Goku's wish came true, he led Trunks to bid farewell to the gods and Bobo, and used instant transmission to return to Bulma's house. Dend was kept by the god, saying that he had important matters to discuss. Son Goku knew what the god said and didn't care. Bulma's house, Trunks and Son Goku suddenly appeared in front of everyone. Bulma said to Son Goku, "Thank you very much, Mr. Son from another world." Son Goku said, "You're welcome, since everyone has been resurrected, it's time for me to return to my time and space." Trunks heard this and said, "Uncle Goku, won't you stay a few more days?" Son Goku said, "No, Trunks, you have to practice hard." Then he said to Bulma, "Bulma, you should be able to build gravity chambers now. You can build several gravity chambers to help everyone practice. High gravity is very helpful for improving everyone's strength, especially a Saiyan." Hearing this, Bulma said, "That's it, okay Mr. Son, I understand." Son Goku continued, "Bulma, can you write a book about your knowledge, insights, and experience in building a time machine and give it to me? I plan to give it to Bulma when I go back and ask her to help build the time machine." Bulma heard this and said, "Okay, I have written it a long time ago, just to prepare for any eventuality." Then I turned around and went home to look for information. Son Goku then said to the Son Goku of this world, "Kakarot, you can teach Kaioken to everyone. High power Kaioken will improve your strength even more than Super Saiyan." Son Goku nodded and said, "I know, Kakarot from another world." At this time, Bulma came to Son Goku with a thick book and said, "Son Jun, this is my knowledge, experience in building a time machine." Son Goku took the book and said to Bulma, "Thank you Bulma." Bulma said, "You're welcome, Mr. Son." Then Trunks jumped on the time machine, adjusted the space-time coordinates and time nodes, and said to Son Goku, "Uncle Goku, the parameters have been adjusted and you are ready to go." Son Goku nodded, then jumped into the time machine, waving goodbye to everyone. The next moment, a white light flashed, and the time machine, Son Goku, and Trunks disappeared into the future time and space. In the past time and space, Bulma was basking in the sun in the yard when she saw a machine suddenly appear in the sky. After the time machine came down, Son Goku jumped out of the time machine, came to Bulma's side, picked up Bulma, and said, Bulma, do you miss me? Hearing this, Bulma blushed and said, Goku, please put me down quickly, there are people watching. After hearing this, Son Goku put Bulma down, pointed at Trunks, and introduced to Bulma, this young man is Trunks in the future world. Trunks heard this and said shyly, hello, Ms. Bulma. Bulma smiled and said, hello, Trunks. At this time, everyone came out of the gravity room and came to the three people. Piccolo asked, Son Jun, is this time travel going well? Son Goku said, everything goes well, the artificial humans have been destroyed, and you will all be resurrected by me in the future. Piccolo said, that's good. How about the strength of artificial humans in the future world? Son Goku said, it's even worse than the current Vegeta. Oh, that's it, Piccolo said. Vegeta heard this and said angrily, Piccolo, what do you mean, do you look down on me? Piccolo snorted and said nothing. Upon seeing this, Son Goku said, stop arguing, I will train you next to improve your strength to deal with all powerful enemies that may appear in the future. No one spoke. Son Goku shouted to Trunks, Trunks, show them your strength after training with me, and let them know. Trunks said, no problem. Then with a loud shout, he transformed directly into Super Saiyan with full power. Everyone was shocked when they felt Trunks' strength. Piccolo said to Son Goku, Son Jun, how did you train Trunks? This kid is completely different from before. Vegeta even said, in just a few days, Kakarot, you have trained this kid into Super Saiyan 2. Son Goku said, spiritual time room, you know, Trunks and I stayed in it for 2 years. Piccolo said, that's it. Son Goku said, each of you has a different situation. Next, I will make a training plan for you. If you train according to the plan, your strength will improve. Everyone nodded after hearing this. Son Goku nodded when he saw this, and then said to Bulma, Bulma, help me prepare food, let's entertain Trunks. Bulma nodded and was about to leave when Son Goku handed the book in his hand to Bulma and said, this is what Bulma gave you in the future. Take the information about the time machine. When Bulma heard this, he was overjoyed and said, great. With this information, I can avoid many detours and quickly build a time machine. Son Goku nodded. He originally hoped that Bulma could create a time machine as soon as possible so that he could travel through time and enter various parallel worlds to improve his strength. After Bulma left, Son Goku led Trunks to visit several gravity chambers. After Trunks saw the gravity chamber, he realized why everyone was much stronger than the people in his own world at the same time. Afterwards, Son Goku pointed at Trunks' forehead and taught him Kaioken's training method. He said to Trunks, Kaioken combined with the gravity chamber will be of great help in improving strength. Trunks, you must pay attention to it. Trunks said, Uncle Goku, I know. Afterwards, Bulma prepared the meal, and Son Goku and everyone started to devour it. Several Saiyans were eating like crazy, as if they were starving to death. Son Goku thought to himself, Chi-Chi and Bulma are the only ones in this world who can afford to feed so many Saiyans. After everyone had eaten, Trunks jumped on the time machine. As everyone waved goodbye, he started the time machine and returned to the future world. After Trunks left, Son Goku called everyone together and asked about the status of the practice. Son Goku looked at Piccolo and said, Piccolo, have you adapted to the 300 times gravity chamber? Piccolo said, I am fully able to adapt to Son Jun's 300 times gravity. I can already use 100 times Kaioken. The gravity chamber has already made little improvement for me. Son Goku nodded and asked about the status of others. The result is, Vegeta, Sun Wuzhen, and Sun Wuming have all cleared the 300x gravity chamber, can cast the 100x Kaioken, and all three can transform into Super Saiyan. Raditz and Nappa also cleared the 300x gravity chamber. They just learned to transform into Super Saiyan not long ago, and they were able to use the 100x Kaioken. Krillin, Tien Shinhan, and Yamcha have just adapted to the 100x gravity, and they still need to practice in the 100x gravity room for more time. All three of them can use the 20x Kaioken, and their combat power has reached the tens of millions level. Dumpling has just adapted to 80 times gravity, can cast 15 times Kaioken, and has a combat power of 6 million. Son Goku also knows that the improvement in strength of Krillin, Tien Shinhan, Yamcha and Dumpling is still too slow compared to Saiyan and Piccolo, but everyone is friends and they still have to help if they can. So he said to the four of them, your next training plan is still to practice in the gravity room to adapt to higher gravity. I know, Goku, Krillin said. Son Goku nodded, and then said to Vegeta, Sun Wuzhen, Sun Wuming, Raditz, and Nappa, your next training plan is to practice Super Saiyan 1 to full power, and then try the transformation of Super Saiyan 2. Vegeta nodded and said, Kakarot, I understand, I will train to the full power of Super Saiyan 1 as soon as possible, and then transform into Super Saiyan 2. Son Goku nodded, and then said to Piccolo, Piccolo, your training is still focused on adapting to high gravity. Piccolo said, Son Jun, I have adapted to 300 times gravity, and there is no higher gravity room here. Son Goku smiled and said, Piccolo, didn't you wear weight-bearing clothing before to practice? Piccolo pondered for a moment, his eyes lit up, and he said, Son Jun, you mean to continue practicing in the gravity chamber while wearing weight-bearing clothing? Son Goku secretly said, Piccolo is truly the intellectual leader of Dragon Ball. He just proposed the heavy-bearing clothing, and Piccolo thought of the key to it. So he said, Yes, Piccolo, I will ask Shenron to make a wish later. I want some weight-bearing clothes with controllable gravity multiples. You can wear them and continue practicing in the gravity room. Piccolo nodded upon hearing this. Son Goku said to everyone, Okay, now that the plan has been made, let's all practice hard. When the artificial humans appear in 3 years, let's give them a big surprise. Hearing this, everyone smiled like a sixth man. After that, everyone started their own training. After Son Goku collected the Dragon Balls, he made a wish to Shenron and received 6 pieces of weight-bearing clothing. Each piece has a maximum gravity of up to 300 times the Earth's gravity, exactly the same as Son Goku's previous ones. Son Goku gave it to Piccolo, Vegeta, Sun Wuzhen, Sun Wuming, Raditz, Nappa. Everyone adjusted the size according to their own size. After putting it on, they adjusted the gravity multiplier and then devoted themselves to training. Half a year later, Vegeta, Sun Wuzhen, and Sun Wuming successfully cultivated Super Saiyan 1 to full power, and began to try the transformation of Super Saiyan 2. Son Goku told the 3 people the key to transforming into Super Saiyan 2. Vegeta successfully transformed into Super Saiyan 2 after 3 attempts. As for Sun Wuzhen and Sun Wuming, they failed after trying many times. Son Goku asked Son Goku, Father, why did Uncle Vegeta succeed after only 3 attempts, while my brother and I tried so many times without success? Son Goku smiled and said, You 2 idiots, is there anything that makes you extremely angry? Hearing this, the 2 shook their heads. They had grown up so smoothly and had never suffered any hardships. How could they produce extreme anger? Son Goku said, You have not been able to generate extreme anger, so naturally you cannot transform into Super Saiyan 2 through this method. Then Father, what should we do to transform into Super Saiyan 2? Sun Wuming asked with wide eyes. Son Goku said, Increase the basic combat power. When the basic combat power is raised to a certain height, you can naturally transform into Super Saiyan 2. Oh, that's it, we know, Father, Sun Wuzhen said. Son Goku nodded and said, Go ahead and continue practicing. The 2 nodded and went to practice. In the following days, they met in the gravity room and room at 2 o'clock every day. 5 months later, Sun Wuzhen and Sun Wuming passed the 300 times gravity chamber, and their basic combat power reached an astonishing 500 million. Then, with everyone watching, the 2 shouted loudly and successfully transformed into Super Saiyan 2. When Vegeta saw this, he was stunned and thought, This hybrid's talent is really powerful. It seems that I have to contribute to the reproduction of Saiyan. Others with this mindset include Nappa and Raditz. Son Goku was very happy to see that both of them could transform into Super Saiyan 2. Compared with the original Son Gohan, not only did the 2 of them transform into Super Saiyan 2 2 years earlier, but their strength was also much higher. Son Goku believes that under his guidance, the 2 of them will never be in the situation like Nobihan. After that, everyone continued to practice. Except for Son Goku, who will have 3 more children born in the next month. 1 month later, Chi-Chi gave birth to a boy, who Son Goku named Son Goten after much thought. 2 days later, Bulma gave birth to a pair of twins, a boy named Sunks and a girl named Sunbala. After that, Son Goku only practiced for half a day every day, and spent the remaining half day with Chi-Chi, Bulma, and the two children. 3 months later, Piccolo successfully cleared the 300x gravity chamber, and his basic combat power reached 350 million. Most importantly, he could display the 300x Kaioken, and his combat power reached the 100 billion level. Piccolo found Son Goku and said, "Son-jun, what should I do next? I have completely adapted to the 300 times gravity chamber." Son Goku smiled and said, "Piccolo, next I will teach you the method of cultivating divine power. You can start cultivating divine power." Piccolo heard this and wondered, "What is divine power?" Son Goku said, "Cultivation of divine power can increase the dimension of life and improve strength. However, the practice of divine power is no better than ordinary practice. It must be done step by step, and it will not help much in improving strength in the early stage." Piccolo heard this and said, "I see, that's okay." Son Goku nodded and then pointed at Piccolo's forehead. Piccolo instantly had a method of cultivation in his mind. Then Son Goku sent Piccolo to practice. After Piccolo left, Son Goku murmured, "It's time to break through Super Saiyan 4. Then cast instant transmission and came to the Celestial Temple. Seeing Son Goku's arrival, Bobo and Demigod stepped forward to say hello. "Long time no see, Goku." Son Goku said, "Mr. Popo, I haven't seen you for a long time. I came here this time to borrow the spiritual time room." The god said, "Goku, haven't you been in the spiritual time room before? If you go in now, you won't be able to get out." Son Goku smiled and said, "God, don't worry, with my current strength, I can definitely break through the different dimensions and come out from it." The god said, "I see. Well, Goku, I happen to have something to discuss with you. I plan to fuse with Piccolo. I hope you will let Piccolo come." Son Goku said, "God, why are you doing this? The Earth's current defense force is strong enough and you don't need to do this." The god said, "I am old, but Piccolo is young, powerful, and talented. Instead of living in an ignoble existence, it is better to fuse with Piccolo and perfect Piccolo so that he can go further on the road of cultivation." Son Goku heard this and said, "Okay, God, I respect your choice. When I come out of the spiritual time room, I will go find Piccolo." The god nodded. Bobo heard the conversation between the two and was very sad. Seeing this, the god comforted him, "Bobo, you don't have to be sad. Piccolo's father and I are one and the same. Now we are fused together, so it's natural. When you see Piccolo in the future, you will see me." Bobo burst into tears after hearing this and said to the god, "Lord God, I respect your decision." The god nodded, and then said to Bobo, "Bobo, take Goku to the spiritual time room." Hearing this, Bobo could only nod, and then led Son Goku to the spiritual time room. After the two arrived at the spiritual time room, Bobo retreated. After Son Goku entered the spiritual time room, he began to create an artificial moon. After a while, a bright moon hung high over the spiritual time room. Son Goku looked at the artificial moon, his mind made a thump, thump, thump sound, and his figure immediately grew larger. In the blink of an eye, it turned into a black giant ape more than 10 meters tall. Son Goku looked at his body, then shouted and transformed into a golden giant ape. Feeling the majestic power in his body, Son Goku roared several times, and then began to try to compress the energy in his body. Ah, 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 ah. With the deafening roar, the physical energy was continuously compressed, and Son Goku's body gradually became smaller. After a while, Son Goku, who was muscular, with his upper body covered in red fluff, bare chest, and wearing leather pants on his lower body, appeared in the spiritual time room. With thick black hair, red eyes, and green pupils, he is not only handsome but also domineering. Son Goku used his magical power and a mirror appeared out of thin air in front of him. Looking at himself in the mirror, Son Goku praised, "Super Saiyan 4 is really handsome and domineering." Then Son Goku felt his strength, and it was indeed 4,000 times the basic combat strength. Although the increase is not large, the physical strength is incomparable. Son Goku secretly said, "With his current strength, everything will be fine before Beerus comes to Earth." But Son Goku still dare not slack off. The enemies in the future will be stronger than the last. Only by constantly working hard can he defeat these enemies. After that, Son Goku began to practice in the Super Saiyan 4 state. In the beginning, Super Saiyan IV's state could only last for 2 hours. After 3 months, it can last for 1 day. After a year, it can last for a week. 2 years later, Son Goku Super Saiyan IV can already maintain his status for a month. Son Goku fired a ki blast, punching a hole as high as a person into the spiritual time room, and then walked out of it. Tenjin and Bobo were shocked to see the appearance of Son Goku Super Saiyan 4. The god tried to ask, "Are you Goku?" Son Goku smiled and said, "We haven't seen each other for 2 days. Why, the gods don't recognize me now." The god heard this and said, "Goku, it's really you. How did you become like this?" Son Goku said, "This is just a transformed form of Saiyan." The gods and Bobo are not surprised. Hearing this, the god said, "I see, so Goku, you entered the spiritual time room to practice this time just to cultivate into this form." Son Goku said, "Yes, I spent 2 years in it and finally mastered this form proficiently." The god nodded when he heard this and said, "Congratulations to you, Goku." Son Goku waved his hand and said, "God, I'm going back. I will tell Piccolo your decision." The god nodded when he heard this and said, "Go, Goku, I'm ready." Son Goku heard this, nodded, and then returned home with an instant transmission. In the courtyard, Bulma looked at Son Goku who suddenly appeared. He looked confused and asked tentatively, "Are you Goku?" Son Goku smiled and said, "Why, after not seeing each other for a few days, I don't know your husband anymore." When Bulma heard this, his eyes shone with light and he said, "It's really you, Goku, how come you have become so handsome and domineering?" Son Goku said, "This is another transformation of mine, which I call Super Saiyan 4. Hearing this, Bulma was overjoyed and said, "So that's it. I'm going to try it tonight to see how effective you are in this form." Son Goku smiled and said, "No problem, tonight, call Chi-Chi, we will fight until dawn." Bulma stayed silent and said, "It's settled in one word, Goku." Son Goku smiled and nodded, then asked, "Where are the others?" Bulma said, "They are all soaking in the gravity room. Piccolo is not in the gravity room. He has been looking for you these 2 days. Oh, I happen to have something to do with him. Where is he now?" Son Goku asked. Bulma smiled, "He's looking after Goten, X and Bra." Son Goku laughed when he heard this, "You really treat Piccolo as a nanny." Bulma smiled and said, "Why not use such a useful nanny?" Son Goku smiled and said, "What you said makes sense, then I'll go find Piccolo." Bulma nodded and said, "Go ahead." Son Goku reached Piccolo with an instant transmission. At this time, Piccolo was coaxing Son Bula. Seeing Son Goku appear, he said awkwardly, "Son Jun, you are finally back. I am looking for you." Son Goku said, "I'm looking for you too. How did you recognize me? My current form is very different from before." Piccolo said, "We have been old friends for many years. I don't know you. As for your instant transmission, among everyone, who else can do it besides you?" Son Goku smiled and said, "I can't hide it from anyone, but I can't hide it from you, Piccolo." Piccolo said, "Is this your new transformation? It looks pretty good." Son Goku said, "It's not bad. I call this transformation Super Saiyan 4. The strength it possesses is 4,000 times the basic combat power." Piccolo's eyes almost popped out when he heard this, and he said, "You Saiyan are really a perverted race. How did Frieza prey on your clan before?" Son Goku said, "You Namek are not bad people, you can create the Dragon Ball that makes wishes come true." Piccolo nodded upon hearing this. Son Goku said, "I came back from the Celestial Temple, and the Celestial God is looking for you and is ready to fuse with you." Piccolo heard this and said, "Has the old guy figured it out?" Son Goku nodded, and Piccolo saw this and said, "Okay, I understand, I will go to the Tianshan Temple now, hoping to improve." After Piccolo said goodbye to Son Goku, he immediately flew to the Celestial Temple. After a while, they arrived at the Temple of Heaven. When the god saw Piccolo coming, he said, "You are here." Piccolo said, "Yes, I'm coming, are you ready?" God said, "I have been prepared from the moment I made this decision." Piccolo nodded and said, let's get started. The god said, okay. Behind him, Bobo said with tears in his eyes, Lord God. The god said, Bobo, don't be sad. Only by integrating with Piccolo can I better protect the earth. Bobo nodded with tears in his eyes. The god came to Piccolo's side, grabbed Piccolo's arm with both hands, and then his breath surged and his whole body emitted a dazzling white light. After a moment, the god disappeared without a trace, leaving Piccolo alone. Piccolo felt his own power and laughed wildly. Ha ha ha, I didn't expect my strength to improve so much with the old guy fusion, ha ha ha. After laughing for a long time, Piccolo said to Bobo, Bobo, I will ask Goku to pick up Dend from Namek later and let him be the new god. You can teach him well. Okay, God, Bobo said. When Piccolo heard this, he didn't say anything, nodded, and then flew away from the Temple of Heaven. After a while, Piccolo returned to Bulma's house. At this time, everyone is watching Son Goku in Super Saiyan IV. Son Goku saw Piccolo coming back and said, Piccolo, it seems that your strength has improved a lot. Your basic combat effectiveness is almost the same as mine. Piccolo heard this and said, I still can't hide it from you, Goku. Yes, with the fusion of God, my basic combat power has increased nearly 10 times. Everyone was speechless after hearing this. They thought Saiyan was already perverted enough, but they didn't expect Namek to be no less generous. Just one fusion increased his combat power tenfold. Is this a royal method? Is there any heavenly principle? Even the Saiyan Prince Vegeta is a little depressed. First, Son Goku transformed into Super Saiyan 4, and now he is a Piccolo fusion god. His strength has increased tenfold. He thought that by practicing to Super Saiyan 2, he would close the gap with Son Goku and Piccolo. Who could have thought that it would end like this? Not only did it not close the gap, but it actually widened the gap between them. Piccolo said, I have merged with the god, and the Dragon Ball has disappeared, so Goku, I have to trouble you to go to Namek and bring Dend back to take over the position of the god. I have already made an arrangement with Bobo. Son Goku said, no problem, I'll go now. After saying that, he cast instant transmission and came to Namek, the Great Elder. The Great Elder was startled by the sudden appearance of Son Goku. Without waiting for the Great Elder to ask, Son Goku said, Great Elder, don't be surprised. I am Son Goku, and this is my new form. I came to you to ask Den to go to the Earth to serve as a god. The Earth's god has already merged with Piccolo. Upon hearing this, Great Elder Muley said, that's it, okay, I'll have someone call Dend over right now. Son Goku nodded. After a while, Dend came to the two of them. Once the Great Elder explained the matter, Dend was happy to go. So the two said goodbye to the Great Elder, and Son Goku used instant transmission, returning to Earth in the blink of an eye and appearing in front of everyone. Sun Wukong, Sun Wuming, and Klin were very happy when they saw Dend arriving, and they all said hello, Dend, long time no see, welcome to the Earth. Dend also said happily, Wukong, Wuming, Klin, great to see you again. Seeing everyone gathered together again, Son Goku simply started a dinner party. In the courtyard, everyone was sitting together, and the food delivery robot served the meals one after another like water. A few Saiyans wolfed down the food, and although the rest of the people had seen them eating, they were still frightened every time they sat together and watched them eat. The dinner continued until evening. After everyone had eaten, they dispersed. Son Goku put his arms around Bulma and Chi-Chi and entered the bedroom. The three of them started a heart-wrenching battle, with Son Goku fighting 1 against 2. The more they fought, the more courageous they became. The three of them went through many ups and downs until dawn, when the two were unable to parry, and Son Goku gave up. At noon the next day, Son Goku sent Den to the Celestial Temple to meet Bobo. Bobo expressed a warm welcome to Den's arrival. After arranging Den, Son Goku returned home. After looking at Chi-Chi and Bulma who were still sleeping, Son Goku turned around and entered the gravity room to start training again. A year later, Raditz and Nappa finally became Super Saiyan 2, and Son Goku congratulated them. At this time, Vegeta, Sun Wukong, and Sun Wuming have already practiced Super Saiyan 2 to full power, and are building up strength to prepare for Super Saiyan 3. Although Piccolo's strength has not improved much this year, he has successfully cultivated his divine power and his life level has been raised to the level of King Kai. As for the others, their strength has improved, but compared to a few Saiyans and Piccolo, they are not worth mentioning. In the following months, Son Goku began training on massive planets in the universe. Practice with the help of the super strong gravity on the planet. At this time, Son Goku was practicing on a red giant star 1,600 light-years away from the Earth. The surface temperature of this red giant star reaches 4,000 degrees, but it is not worth mentioning given Super Saiyan IV's tyrannical physique. The gravity of this red giant star is up to 10 million times that of the Earth. It took Son Goku 5 months of adaptation before he dared to practice on it. 3 months later, it was time for the artificial man to be born. Son Goku and everyone arrived at the place where the artificial man was born. At this time, Vegeta, Son Goku, and Sun Wuming had just learned to transform into Super Saiyan 3 not long ago. Piccolo was wearing Son Goku's weight-bearing suit and had also cleared the 500x gravity chamber not long ago. As for the others, they have also cleared the 300 times gravity chamber, and their strength has made great progress. Just like in the original work, everyone spread out to look for traces of the artificial man. Just like in the original work, Dr. Gero attacked Yamcha secretly. But the god of tea is not as helpless as in the original work. The moment he was attacked, Tea God activated 100 times Kaioken, with a combat power of up to 200 million, and directly forced Dr. Gero back. Tea God gasped and said, "Fortunately I haven't been lazy in the past few years, otherwise I might have been killed by you." Dr. Gero's eyes widened and he said in disbelief, "Impossible, absolutely impossible. When did you trash have such tyrannical strength? Did I not wake up?" The tea god smiled and said, "Ha ha ha, the artificial man can't think of it. This is the surprise we have prepared for you for 3 years. Is it unexpected or not?" Dr. Gero was shocked when he heard this, but he still said calmly, "Yes, your strength really shocked me, but that's the end of it, you still can't escape my grasp." "Really, Dr. Gero?" Son Goku smiled. Dr. Gero turned around and saw behind him Son Goku, Piccolo, Vegeta, Sun Wuzhen, Sun Wuming, Nappa, Raditz, Krillin, Tien Shinhan, and Dumpling all staring at him with scary smiles. Upon seeing this, Dr. Gero stared at Son Goku and smiled. "This is what Yamcha calls a surprise, isn't it great?" Son Goku smiled and said, "Really? Then please ask Dr. Gero to move to the wilderness. We will let you know what a surprise is later." Dr. Gero said, "Okay, wait until I call my companions over, and then see what surprise you have prepared for me." "No problem, Dr. Gero, whatever you want," Son Goku said. Dr. Gero didn't reply, and called number 19 through the communication device. After a while, everyone saw a fat man flying to Dr. Gero. Dr. Gero said, "Okay, my companions have arrived. Next, it is time for you to choose the burial place. Come on, Son Goku, take us to your cemetery." Son Goku was not angry when he heard this, and said, "Dr. Gero, you are really a frog in the well. With just a few dolls, you want to die for us. It's really whimsical. Anyway, we will let you know later, your artificial human our technology is just a civilization that sits in a well and looks at the sky, and is not worth mentioning in the face of real strength." Dr. Gero heard this and snorted coldly. "Son Goku, you are still as arrogant as before. I will let you know what a stupid decision you made to let me go." Son Goku smiled when he heard this and said, "It's useless to talk more. Let's go and follow us to the wasteland. I will let you know how big of a surprise we have spent 3 years preparing for you. HMPH, lead the way." Dr. Gero snorted coldly. When Son Goku saw this, he didn't waste any time and flew towards the desert island, followed by everyone, while Dr. Gero and number 19 followed behind them. After a while, everyone came to a desert island. Dr. Gero looked around and said, "Yes, Son Goku, the cemetery you chose is good, it is a feng shui treasure land." Son Goku did not speak, but looked at the crowd and said, "Which of you will go up and practice your skills and show Dr. Gero the surprise we have prepared for him?" Everyone looked at each other, and Vegeta said, "Come on, I have no interest in this kind of garbage doll." When everyone heard this, they looked at Piccolo. Piccolo saw this and said, "Don't look at me. Is this trash that even Vegeta is not interested in worthy of my attention? Everyone felt that it made sense. At this time, Raditz stood up and said to everyone, "You are not interested, so I will go. I used to follow Vegeta, and I was a garbage collector. I have a lot of experience in mistreating vegetables." Son Goku heard this and said, "My good brother, you still can't change your habit of bullying, okay, just you." Raditz laughed and said, "Kakarot, you don't understand. It's fun to torture food for a while, and it's always good to torture food. You don't understand the joy of torturing food." Everyone laughed at this. It was very Raditz. When Dr. Gero heard this, he was almost furious. He said to android number 19, "I'll beat Raditz hard later. Don't kill him easily." Android number 19 said, "Don't worry, number 20. You dare to say that I am a garbage doll. I must make him look good." Hearing this, Raditz jumped out of the crowd and said to android number 19, "You are trash, but you still don't believe it. You are a scumbag with a combat power of only 500 million. What is it if it's not trash? You're looking for death," android number 19 said angrily, then dodged, rushed in front of Raditz, and hit Super Saiyan Raditz with one punch. With her long blonde hair hanging down around her waist, she thought Raditz had transformed into Super Saiyan 3. Son Goku looked at Super Saiyan Raditz with great interest and said to everyone, "What do you think Raditz would look like if he became Super Saiyan 3? Vegeta laughed when he heard this. If Raditz becomes Super Saiyan 3, his hair will definitely grow to his heels. It's funny to think about it, ha ha ha. Upon hearing this, Nappa's eyes lit up and he said to Vegeta, "Vegeta, as you say, if I become Super Saiyan 3, my hair will definitely grow out, that would be great." Vegeta heard this, looked at Nappa's bald head, and couldn't help laughing. Everyone laughed when they heard this. Nappa touched his bald head and said, "What's so funny about this, especially the little bald Klin and Dumpling? Aren't you also bald?" After hearing this, Klin reacted and felt a little frustrated. Instead, Dumpling took off the hat on his head and said, "I'm not bald, I still have a hair on my head." Everyone laughed when they heard this, and even Klin's depression was swept away and he started laughing. Dr. Gero saw this and said, "Son Goku, you are still laughing when you are about to die. Should I speak ignorantly and fearlessly, or should I call you stupid?" After hearing this, Son Goku stopped laughing and said, "You should be happy every day while you are alive. You are still a great scientist and you don't even understand such a simple truth. It is really funny. Besides, it is not certain who will die. Do you really think your garbage doll can beat Raditz?" Dr. Gero heard this and said angrily, "I am a scientist, not a philosopher, you idiot, Son Goku. In addition, number 19 is not trash. He is my masterpiece. He will kill you all." After hearing this, Son Goku waved his hand and said, "Whether it is garbage or not, we will know later. Let's wait and see." Dr. Gero heard this and said, Let's see." Son Goku said nothing and looked at the battle between Raditz and number 19. In fact, there is nothing interesting about this. For Son Goku, it's just novices pecking each other. Even if Raditz only transforms into Super Saiyan 1, number 19 is no match. Number 19 has less than 500 million combat power, while Raditz Super Saiyan 1 has a combat power of more than 150 billion. It is not difficult to kill number 19 with one move. The two were fighting back and forth, and it was undoubtedly Raditz who was letting things go. The two chased each other in the air, fighting with fists and kicks, and the fight was extremely fierce. Number 19 hit Raditz in the face with a punch and mocked, "Didn't you say I'm trash? Why do you only have so much strength?" Raditz turned around and said, "Trash doll, do you really think this is all I have? Ha ha ha, how naive." Hearing this, number 19 said, "Stop talking big words there. If you have the ability, use all your strength instead of talking big words here." Raditz smiled and said, "Since you are so eager to seek death, then I will help you and keep your dog eyes open." Hearing this, number 19 flashed, stepped back more than 10 meters away, and looked at Raditz. Raditz shouted loudly, the aura on his body rose sharply, his strength increased greatly, and the golden flames became more and more surging. When number 19 saw this, his eyes almost went crazy, and he shouted, "This is impossible, how could your strength reach such a level?" Raditz smiled and said, if you want to know, go to hell and ask the king of hell. After saying that, he dodged and hit number 19 with one punch. Without waiting for his reaction, an energy wave blasted him into pieces. He said, "What a dirty firework." When Raditz killed number 19 in an instant, number 20, who was watching the battle, was so frightened that he broke into cold sweat and shouted, "This is impossible. How can Raditz have such a high combat power? Raditz is a piece of trash. That is the artificial human 10 that I carefully built." Number 9, when picking up Raditz, shouldn't it be about chopping melons and vegetables? Son Goku heard this and said with a smile, "How about it, Dr. Gero, how big a surprise have we prepared for you?" Hearing this, Dr. Gero looked extremely ugly and said, "Son Goku, you are so proud. It's a pity that my ultimate androids, number 17 and number 18, were not awakened by me. Otherwise, why be afraid of Raditz?" Vegeta heard this and said, "Oh, it seems that these two artificial humans should be stronger than the shabby puppet just now, so why don't you bring them out?" Dr. Gero said, "I thought I wouldn't need them to deal with you, so I didn't bring them out. Do you dare to let me wake them up?" Vegeta heard this and said, "Tisk, Kakarot, just give him a chance. I want to see how powerful the artificial man this old guy relies on is." After hearing this, Son Goku looked at the others and said, "What do you mean?" "I have no problem," Piccolo said. Sun Wujun and Sun Wuming said, "Father, we also want to see the level of other artificial humans." Krillin, Tien Shinhan, and Yamcha said, "We don't have any objections. Anyway, Goku will take care of everything, right?" Son Goku heard this and said, "Okay, since you all agree, then I will give Dr. Gero a chance to wake up the two artificial humans." Dr. Gero heard this and sneered, "Son Goku, confidence is a good thing, but blind confidence becomes arrogance. Don't regret it." Son Goku said, "Dr. Gero, if you keep nagging, I won't give you a chance." When Dr. Gero heard this, he immediately shut up. Son Goku said, "Lead the way, Dr. Gero." Dr. Gero didn't say anything after hearing this. He flew into the air, identified the direction, and then flew towards his research institute, followed closely by everyone. After a while, everyone arrived in front of a hill. Dr. Gero walked straight into the cave, followed by everyone. After a while, they arrived at the gate of the institute. Dr. Gero opened the gate and entered, and everyone filed in. Dr. Gero wakes up two artificial humans from the machine. Then two artificial beings, a man and a woman, appeared in front of everyone. Dr. Gero didn't care whether the artificial man was under control or not, and immediately said, "On the 17th and 18th, I order you to kill Son Goku." After hearing the words, the two looked at each other and number 18 said, "Okay doctor," then he ducked in front of Son Goku and hit Son Goku in the face with one punch. Dr. Gero laughed when he saw this. Suddenly, number 17 appeared behind Dr. Gero, snatched the controller away with lightning speed, and then crushed it to pieces with a strong force. At the same time, Son Goku said to number 18, "Number 18, are you tickling me?" Hearing this, number 18 retracted his fist and said, "Son Goku, you are indeed extraordinary." Son Goku smiled and said, "Thank you for the compliment." While the two were talking, Dr. Gero yelled at number 17. "Number 17, what are you going to do? Our goal now is to kill Son Goku, not to fight among ourselves here." Hearing this, number 17 said, "I know Dr. Gero, but I don't like having my destiny controlled by others, so Dr. Gero, you'd better die." Before he finished speaking, he appeared behind Dr. Gero in a flash, and with a strike of his hand, Dr. Gero's head fell to the ground. Dr. Gero said bitterly, "My ultimate android will avenge me. On the 17th and 18th, both of you traitors will die." Hearing this, number 17 crushed Dr. Gero's head with one kick. When Klin, Tien Shinhan, Yamcha, and Dumpling saw this, they were all frightened by No 17's brutality. After number 17 killed Dr. Gero, he came to the machine where number 16 was locked, opened the machine, and released No. 16. After number 16 came out, he glanced at everyone, and then his stern face became even more serious. He said to Son Goku, "You are Son Goku. Did Dr. Gero not understand the situation? Let the three of us kill you. Isn't this just giving you food?" Son Goku heard this and said, it seems that you can probably see my strength. Number 16 said, no, I can only see part of your current strength. I can't see your hidden strength at all. Son Goku heard this, nodded and said, Dr. Gero has been killed by the traitor number 17. Do you still plan to carry out his order and kill me? Hearing this, number 16 said, no, I plan to go out and see my favorite nature and birds. I wonder if you are willing to let us go. Hearing this, number 17 said, number 16, do you think too highly of Son Goku and the others? We may not be able to defeat them. Number 16 said, don't talk about Son Goku. You can't even beat Raditz and Nappa. We are now meat on the chopping board, ready to be slaughtered. When number 17 heard this, he said angrily, I don't believe it. Then he said to Son Goku, Son Goku, do you dare to compete with me? Son Goku smiled and said, what level and strength do you want to compete with me? Let's beat Vegeta first. Then he said to Vegeta, Vegeta, I'll leave this kid to you. No problem, Kakarot, I also want to see how much this kid weighs, Vegeta smiled. Hearing this, number 17 said angrily, Son Goku, how dare you look down on me? I will teach you a lesson after I take care of Vegeta. When Vegeta heard this, he said angrily, you really don't know the bounds of heaven and earth, and you are still talking nonsense here. I will definitely teach you a lesson later. When number 17 heard this, he laughed angrily and said, okay, Vegeta, just wait, I will tear your mouth apart later. When number 16 saw this, he thought to himself, good words can't persuade a ghost. So he had no choice but to let number 17 go. Son Goku said to everyone, since you want to fight, let's go out, we can't use it here. Everyone nodded after hearing this. Then everyone walked out. Son Goku was the last one to go out. After everyone left, Son Goku found the cell embryo and destroyed it before leaving the research institute. Piccolo saw that it took Son Goku so long to come out, so he asked, Son-jun, what have you been doing? Why did it take so long to come out? Son Goku said, I'm going to squat in the tub. Everyone laughed when they heard this. Number 17 shouted to Vegeta, Vegeta, have you laughed enough? Hurry up and die. Vegeta heard this and said, it seems that you really want to die. In that case, I will help you. After saying that, he ducked in front of number 17, and the two started a fierce battle. Vegeta dodged in front of number 17 and punched number 17 in the abdomen. Number 17 reached out and grabbed Vegeta's fist. He said, Vegeta, with your little strength, you dare to speak so brazenly and teach me a lesson. This young master is really going to make me laugh to death. Vegeta heard this and said, you are a trash doll, you are not worthy of my prince using all his strength. Number 17 heard this and said angrily, you are looking for death, Vegeta. After saying that, he put more force on his hands, trying to crush Vegeta's fist. Seeing this, Vegeta clenched his other hand into a fist and hit No. 17. Number 17 stretched out his other hand and grabbed No. 17's fist. The two began to wrestle in the air. Vegeta began to raise his aura, and number 17 also began to raise his aura upon seeing this. A strong wind suddenly rose around the two of them, blowing away the white clouds in the sky. After a while, Vegeta saw that he had released all his basic combat power, which was equivalent to that of number 17, and he could not get away from number 17. Then he used Kaioken twice, breaking away from number 17 in an instant and retreating more than 10 meters. Seeing this, number 17 smiled and said, not bad, Vegeta, you are actually as strong as me. Vegeta heard this and said with a smile, I take back what I just said. You are not a trash doll. You are much stronger than a trash doll. If I don't show some strength, I may not be able to defeat you. Hearing this, number 17 said, Vegeta, I didn't expect that your majestic Saiyan prince has learned to brag. I want to see what your real strength is. Vegeta heard this and said, okay, I will let you see clearly. After saying that, he used Kaioken twice, and red aura surged from his body. Seeing this, number 17 felt Vegeta's aura and was shocked. Impossible, how did your strength double in an instant? Vegeta laughed when he heard this and said, I was in a good mood just now, and I was just playing with you, but you took it seriously. To tell you the truth, my current strength is not my real strength. When number 17 heard this, he couldn't believe it. He now believed what Vegeta said, and he also began to believe what number 16 said before. Vegeta is so strong, but what about Son Goku? Obviously, Son Goku is stronger than Vegeta. No wonder number 16 said before that Son Goku's strength is unfathomable and it is easy to kill them instantly. Seeing that number 17 was silent, Vegeta said, "Why, are you scared by my prince's strength? Don't worry, I will let you go on your way without any pain." Hearing this, number 17 said angrily, "Vegeta, even if you are stronger than me, don't even think about killing me easily." Vegeta heard this and said with a smile, "Okay, I like your unruly look, so I will play with you for a while longer." After that, he attacked number 17. When Son Goku saw this, he said to Piccolo, "Piccolo, keep an eye on it. Don't let Vegeta kill number 17. I want to spar with number 18 for a while." Piccolo heard this and asked in confusion, "Son-Jun, what are you doing? With your strength, do you still need to compete with number 18? And why do you want to stop Vegeta from killing number 17? Didn't Trunks say that androids are all demons?" Son Goku said, "I have seen those two artificial people in the future. The artificial people in our world are different from the artificial people in Trunks' world. They are not bad people. As for competing with number 18, I said my hands are itchy. Do you believe it?" Piccolo heard this and said, "I believe you. Are you attracted to number 18? Upon hearing this, Son Goku hurriedly said, "Piccolo, please keep your voice down." Then he looked at the crowd and saw that no one else heard him, and then he breathed a sigh of relief. Son Goku said to Piccolo, "Piccolo, you are really smart. I won't hide it from you. I really like number 18, so I plan to keep in touch with number 18 in the name of continuing to compete." Piccolo heard this and said, "I really don't understand you Saiyan and the people on Earth." Son Goku heard this and smiled and said, "Piccolo, you don't understand love. Even if I tell you, you won't understand." Hearing this, Piccolo waved his hand and said, "Okay, Son-Jun, even if you tell me, I don't want to understand, I just want to become stronger." Son Goku said, "Okay, I'll go to Piccolo, you keep an eye on Vegeta." Piccolo nodded and said, "I understand." After hearing this, Son Goku appeared in front of number 18 and said, "Number 18, do you dare to compete with me?" Hearing this, number 18 said, "Okay, I want to see if your Son Goku's strength is as bottomless as number 16 said, and it's easy to kill us." Son Goku said, "Okay, then you come with me, we can't use it here." "Okay, you can lead the way," said number 18. When number 16 saw this, he didn't stop him. Anyway, with Son Goku's strength, it was easy to kill them. There was no need to go to all the trouble to deceive number 18. Since Son Goku didn't do anything at the beginning, it shows that Son Goku didn't kill them. Their ideas were simply left to the two of them. So Son Goku took number 18 and flew away from here. Everyone saw this and looked at Piccolo. Piccolo said, "Son-Jun's hands are itchy," so he went to discuss with number 18, "Don't worry about him." Everyone nodded after hearing this, and then looked at the battle between Vegeta and number 17. Son Goku flew number 18 for a distance, and when he saw that he was far away from everyone, he stopped, and number 18 also stopped. Number 18 shouted to Son Goku, "Son Goku, let's start." Son Goku said, "No, wait until I transform first." Hearing this, number 18 asked doubtfully, "What kind of transformation?" "Son Goku, what tricks are you playing?" Son Goku smiled and said, "You can see it." After saying that, Son Goku shouted and instantly transformed into Super Saiyan 4. He has red fur pants and blue eyes. He is tall, mighty and handsome, and no 18's eyes sparkle when he sees him. Son Goku saw this and said, "How about it, number 18, am I handsome like this?" Hearing this, number 18 put away his expression and said coldly, "You are handsome, but you don't know how strong you are. You can't be fancy, it's just a silver wax gun head." Son Goku said, "Really?" Before he finished speaking, someone appeared behind number 18 and put his head in front of number 18. Number 18 was shocked when he heard the voice coming from behind him. He turned his head and kissed Son Goku on the face. Son Goku smiled and said, "Number 18, are you serious? I know I look domineering like this, but you are too impatient." Number 18 blushed at first, and then said angrily, "Son Goku, you and the fool dared to tease me, I will kill you." After that, he punched Son Goku in the chest. Number 18 felt as if he had hit a wall, and his hand was so shaken that it hurt. Son Goku smiled and said, "Number 18, how about it? Is my strength okay?" Hearing this, Number 18 stepped back, and then he felt Son Goku's strength carefully. After a moment, he was shocked. Although Son Goku's aura was restrained, Number 18 still felt that there seemed to be a beast hidden in Son Goku's body, and his strength was bottomless. Thanks for watching. Please like and subscribe my channel.